Alrighty then. I think that song is pretty apropos for what we're seeing going on in the world. Hi, everybody. Where's my Gutter? Where is she? Where'd she go? Get on here, Gutter. Turn your shit on. Come on, don't.
But you ain't seen
There she
me
is.
yet.
I hear voices. I hear voices.
I'm incognito. Give me 2 seconds because I'm not decent. Well,
she's putting clothes on, guys. She's putting
some
clothes
people
on.
would say
we were kind of
I'm not
busy.
decent.
I got. Oh, my shirt's kind of unbuttoned too. So let me get that rocking and rolling here. Get a big. Nice.
Damn it, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
The husband and
people
wife
didn't see.
will
They don't know.
Yeah,
the little do we know they were probably on computers. Yeah, little do we know they were probably on computers in the other room talking to each other.
Yeah, they're warming each other up for us.
That's right.
We're all warming each other up over here.
Yep.
It's hot swapping, but not.
Right. So, hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is the YNG Pub Tuesday night get together. Let's drink. Let's have some fun. It is, of course, January 17th, 2023 on a Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And I'm sure some other times, other places. So, salute. Glad you guys could make it. Wanted to say that Sherry from Canada got the booby prize tonight. She was the first one to do some commenting, I believe, and we wanted to acknowledge that. So she's got a great set of boobs coming her way. Now, actually, it's a booby prize, so you only get one. So I hope that helps even you out. One booby.
So if I come first, do I get the booby prize?
If you come first, baby, that's how it's supposed to go. That means someone's doing something right. We got Fly Crew is in the house.
If I come first, then everybody wins a booby prize.
There you go.
He was
right on. He was. Yeah, he was waiting for some kind of secondary insurance guy to talk.
Now.
What's that? No, he probably isn't. He had some insurance guy at his apartment, so we don't know what's going on there. But we hope he comes in. We have flat-chested female. Hello, flat-chested. How are you?
Dexter on him.
We got Bobby Boccolino. He's actually in the shower, probably warming himself up on that one. He'll be into the show shortly, eventually. So, but we'll just scream, "How do, Bobby?" from this side of the tracks.
You need us to say something, Bobby?
We got Hal 9000.
Bobby, do you need us to say something? You want Yank to talk, don't you?
You want me to talk to you, big fella? Hey, whoa, big fella. Whoa, big fella. Yeah. No, want me to wash your back for you? Don't drop the soap. I've been to jail.
Spit shining away.
Hi, Kate. Good to see you. She's saying hi to everybody. Black Sheepdog Tony G is in the house. Welcome, bud. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Always a good time. Apparently, Hal asked the question, did something happen with Rick? And I guess Rick got a strike. So that's according to Gutter Gossip column. I have no idea. I didn't know that, but apparently he did. You want to elaborate on what happened, Gutter, and give the people some information?
Well, you know me. I know about half of it. So here's the deal. He got a strike for something regarding a video that's now on BitChute. And I can't remember what it was regarding. The thing about it is the video has been put out by other people and it's out on YouTube. They haven't gotten out or Rick the fucking video from, yet he got a strike for it. So there you go. And he tried to argue the point, but it's like talking to a fucking brick wall. So
yeah, you're probably talking to an AI thing. You're probably not even talking to a real person. We have to talk about AI later. Remind me, please. Ashley. Hello, Ashley. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Flat-chested female brings up some interesting factoid.
Banks.
Yeah. Okay. Flat-Chested said today she found out that Great Britain, was the first to free the slaves. Anyone else know of this? Yes. Britain was, in fact, the first country to free slaves. And then we followed suit shortly after. So, yes. Congratulations, Britain. You did something wonderful other than just making a royal family. Let's see. Bobby answered that. Flat-chested female. Sit was the Christians in Britain. And
we should say hi to everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm saying hi to everybody. We got Mishka. She's here.
Oh.
Thanks for coming, Mishka. Then we got a bunch of black sheep and everybody talking to everybody. And we got Missy. Hi, Missy. Good to see you. She's got the good, the bad, and the ugly in the background. Ooh, good flick. Good flick. You ever watch that, Gutter? Classic Clint Eastwood spaghetti western, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Yes, about 1,000 fucking times.
Yeah. Yeah,
my
good movie.
Watches it.
Sherry from Canada is back. You got the booby prize, but just one. It's a D cup. Congratulations. I'm just trying to see who's here. Let's see. Whoa, we're way down here. We got Maureen D. She's in the house. Hi, Maureen. Good to see you. Hey, cool peeps. Say hello to Maureen. Shaz. We got Shaz. Shaz is in the building.
Howdy, Maureen.
Good to see you. Okay. Yeah, but just Britain took over other countries and ruled them, says Mishka. Hey, Wasp. Good to see you, Wasp. Hello. You missed it. Wasp, I was this close to, in the beginning of today's show, playing some Wasp, going as our intro. That close. But I didn't do it. I went with War Pigs instead by Black Sabbath. I felt it a little more apropos given everything that's going on in the Ukraine. And us just sending money over there for no fucking reason. So, other than that, that's all I have. Okay, we're all caught up there for right now. I don't think I missed anybody. I mean, you guys are talking with each other, so it is what it is. Ashley, good to see you. She enjoyed the music. AI. Have you seen some of these programs that are coming down the pipe? There's one that is really interesting, and there's another one that's a little scary. And they're all becoming so self-aware and so quick to make things up on the fly because they've ingested so much human knowledge from the web, us feeding it through our content like this, Facebook, Twitter, all these places it's drawing all this stuff from. And you can type in something stupid like, give me a person eating a plum in the style of Salvador Dali. And within 2 seconds, it will give you a good painting or artwork or something in that style instantly. It's only having problems, I guess, with fingers, knowing that people only have 5 fingers and their teeth, how many teeth we're supposed to have. But other than that, it makes completely... It can do pictures.
Wait. Go back. Go back.
Who? Missy.
You. What'd you say about the 5 fingers?
It screws up and doesn't realize that we only have 5 fingers. So a lot of the pictures, this is what you're going to have to start looking for. You're going to have to start looking for pictures of people that have more than 5 fingers or too many teeth. Because that's the one if they're working on it, it's gonna work itself out really fast. But I've seen pictures where it said, give me pictures of a great party, right? And it's had 4 or 5 people laughing, joking, and holding a camera, but they have too many fingers in one of the pictures. But they're real legit people, but not people. They don't exist. It made people, and it's not painting, it's a picture. So this shit's getting really scary. The second The second one is very similar AI computer program that's going to wind up being $1 trillion company, according to somebody that I watch, Patrick Bet David, who's a good financial guy. What are you cracking up about?
I'm sorry, but this is and I can go by. Okay.
What?
David said he has 3 legs. Okay.
Okay. Hi, David. Congratulations.
He has 3 legs. Okay. And Fly Crew said he does too, and one of them's longer than the others.
Wow. Wow. We're going to call you Kickstand. It's pretty wild. Good for you guys.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that's
That was
fine.
funny.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Cool. The other one is you could basically, if you're, let's say, in school, in any school, any grade, especially college, you can say, write me a term paper on blah, 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 and the thing will. It will give you the most amazing term paper. You could do it for the art. You can do it for all kinds of things, business reports, spreadsheets. It does work for people. And this is where this is, the whole thing is going, is that get ready for your pod. Get ready to be sized for your pod, just like the Matrix, because you're not going to have to go anywhere with the shit Meta's doing in the virtual world. People are going to spend so much time in there, and AI is going to be taking over fucking everything. And that frightens the shit out of me.
So
I don't know.
So it's time for us to all start fucking realizing that we all need to buy land on one side of the earth here.
Mhm.
And y'all better get your ass over here and start buying
Yes.
shit up.
Yes. It's fucking terrifying. It's the prospect of an AI artificial. Listen, California has passed or is thinking about passing the thing for drones to be able to kill people. And if they can prove to a point that a drone can make a decision much faster and, let's say, without all the hemming and hawing about human life, that whether it's appropriate to kill the bad guy or not, get ready for those dog things. You've seen those robot dogs running around with fucking guns on them. Get ready.
Yeah.
They're coming.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Drones. They'll get you right
Drones?
out of your house. I have a feeling.
Yes. I've been watching some drone footage stuff from Ukraine, that some of those drones can spot you, like they're fire, forget, and fuck you up. You plug in the parameters, person, vehicle, whatever, and you just shoot the thing off, and it goes looking. They hunt to kill of fucking drones, and when they see what the hell you told them to look for, they just do it. You don't even have to push a button. There's nobody going, okay, that looks good, do that one, kill that thing. This thing is doing it on its own. We're entering such scary times, in my opinion, that you said it earlier, where if there is a God, what the hell's he waiting for? In my opinion, that's my thing. If there is a God, what's he waiting for, man? We could use you to come down and give us a little direction here. Not that I want to sit around praying for everything, because like we talked about, you got to pray and do. But yeah, I'd like to see a little. That would be a little wrath of God, thunder.
You know
clap.
what's scary is
Hey. What?
You know what's scary is I don't think things are shitty enough yet. That's the scary part. I don't
Yeah.
think they're shitty enough. I don't think we've even come close to seeing shitty.
No, we haven't. We really haven't. You're right. Did you hear about the crazy thing California wants to pass with giving every person of slave descent or what? Not even that, but $5 million a piece. A piece. All you have to do is claim that you were black, be born in San Francisco or is LA, between, I think it was 65 and 2005 or something like that to be eligible. Also, you can just claim, but have to be born there and a certain amount of time in that city. And you have to also be also black and maybe kind of tangentially part of, maybe show some that your family was harmed by slaves. And then everybody gets a check for $5 million. They're going to estimate it's going to cost $100 billion just to do that. And by the way, if that happens in California, that will happen throughout the country, because you can't have one state giving away $5 million to people and have other people in other states go, well, that's fair. No.
Did you see where in New York City they are they're putting illegals up in motel rooms, and they're $500 motel rooms. Okay.
Yes, and they're trashing
Here's
the place.
kicker. Here's the kicker. There's 26,000 of them there. So you take 26,000 times 500, and you tell me what you get for a night's bill. Oh, and hey, they thank you. Well, I think they do. I'm not sure, really.
No, they don't, because they bitch and throw away the food into the trash. They don't like the food that they're getting. And they're trashing the places, they're trashing the rooms. You can see there's like Corona bottles and Dos Equis bottles all over the place, trash in the rooms. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I love it. Hi, Joyful One. Thanks for coming.
I don't think I've seen this. They're talking about Joyful One and flat-chested female. It sounds like they're talking about a toddler with the pow pow.
Oh, you haven't seen that? You haven't seen that?
I haven't.
Oh my God. There's this toddler in diapers in an apartment complex. No, nothing happens. Nothing happens other than the father gets arrested because the neighbor calls the cops because the toddler was pointing the gun at her kid and pulling the trigger. He got a hold of his father's gun, a pistol, and it was fully loaded magazine-wise, just not one in the chamber. And the kid wasn't strong enough to pull the slide, but he was just walking around outside his apartment, pow, 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 pulling the trigger and shit. And this kid was in diapers, little white kid. And the father looked like, let's just, tattoos, back fat, wearing shorts. I kind of look like me, actually. But yeah, he got arrested because he was a felon in possession of a gun. First, he said he didn't have any gun there, but the cops found the gun behind the dresser or something like that. But yeah, I saw that. It was crazy.
Just freaky as all hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, wow.
World's going crazy.
I'm telling you. I just need my grandson to get home. I have one more day. Feels like a lifetime.
Fly Crew says, I'm black, born in San Francisco before 2005. At least that's how I identify. Don't trigger me. I'm telling you, man, I'm going to start saying I identify as black. Yeah. Just pay me. Yep. Why not? Everything else makes sense. Why doesn't that? How about the Miss Universe contest is now owned by a transsexual man who goes up and makes a speech about how this is great for women. And it's actually a pretty good looking transsexual, right? For a man turning to a woman, right? Like, I think it's kind of Asian-y looking, but it has a voice like this. It's fucking nuts. But yeah, absolute. What is that? Subversion. What do they call the flipping upside down of everything? Inversion of reality. Everything is fucking crazy. I don't know. Sombreros laying everywhere. Yeah, it looks like a pinata exploded in those rooms. David S. I'll braid my hair, show me the money. Right. Yeah. I mean, hey, if you can identify as everything else, why can't you identify transracial, right? All I have to do is pick up a good black affect in my speech, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm black. Prove me wrong, racist.
What? Bobby said, how about the new white supremacy law introduced?
Oh, Sheila Jackson Lee. Yeah. Fuck. You don't even have to do anything wrong. You don't even have to break a law. You don't. It's along the same lines of you know how, like, if two people are together and one person does a crime and the other one's the getaway driver, both did the crime of murder. You know what I mean? If you rob somebody and you shoot them, it's along
Right.
those lines. But you
Guilt
don't
by
even have to
association
know.
or what-
Yeah, you don't even have to know though whether your associate is a white supremacist or not. Just the fact that you know them makes you one too. Crazy. And I'd like to point out that on the great Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, we had the scourge of white racism here in Florida, where a bunch of black people shot each other at a festival for Black Martin Luther King. 8 people
He's not
shot,
ready.
4 to the hospital, 1 died, or something like that. It's awesome. But white racism, you know.
Snapchat that.
What?
Screenshot that.
Who?
It's on
Sorry.
phone. It's on Facebook.
Is someone showing boobs? What's going on?
Kayla just shot out of here.
Bring them boobs over.
She just
That was funny.
showed me a picture of my grandson on Facebook, and it looked like he was going down the road, like Dad had him behind the wheel. I don't, but it looked like it going down the road. Like, I need to look and see. Now I'm freaked out. Sorry. I have to supervise all the time.
I got you. Not me, what, Ashley?
See, you're in
Not
Podunk,
me.
Idaho, where, I mean, we didn't start using car seats for kids until like, I don't know, 10 years ago in Idaho.
You and I are the same age. Do you remember riding in the way back in any car, like the back seat, that thing where the speakers were, that shelf? I remember laying back there. There was no car seat.
Yes.
There weren't seat belts. We had station wagons, for Christ's sake, where people would pile in the back. And if there was ever an accident, there were bodies flying at 100 in there.
Oh yeah, Kayla was born in 87. Her car seat, it looked like something that they put kids in a high chair with now. I mean, it was not necessarily a car seat trying to keep the kids safe in the car. Like, basically it was to just hold them down there so that they weren't crawling around. Yeah.
I'll give you one of these.
Yeah.
That's what it kept in check. Stop kicking my seat, you little son of a bitch.
Get your fucking knees out of there.
That's right. That's what it was. Man, the good old days. Riding in the back of pickups. Fuck
oh
yeah.
My gosh. He's the cutest thing, though. Oh, gosh, he's so cute. I can't wait to see him. I'm going to go crazy. Sorry. I got sidetracked. Focus.
David S. Says irresponsible gun owners make it hard on lawful ones. Yeah, that's true. But you know something? I got a problem with the whole lawful one word, too. You know, it shall not be infringed, man. Arms, period. Doesn't say, if you're a good person, if you follow the rules, because all they do is keep making rules and make it harder. So I don't know. The lawful thing, irresponsible and responsible are two acceptable terms. I will grant. Irresponsible gun owners make it difficult on responsible gun owners. I mean, that's the statement I would use. Yanking Gutter, do you guys still look at your Gmail account? Yes. Yes. I just haven't looked at it lately. Why? Is there something there that I should look
Yeah.
at? Mishka. Mishka.
I
Labert.
will look.
Okay.
Oh, I will look, Mishka.
Are you sending nudes? Because I'll definitely look.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Looked.
How about the new white supremacy law? Yeah, introduced. Yeah.
He'll like
White group clowns.
copy them all over his.
What?
Gigi, he is though. What?
What does that say? Joyful one. No, you know. You never know. That's true. You know. What'd she do? Did she send a jokey?
Okay, I'm putting.
Okay.
No, I don't
Share
know.
it.
I'm putting Bobby on because I think I'm clipping and it's making it worse. So Bobby,
Okay.
it's
What am I
time
not
for
supposed to
you
say
to
again, Ash? I
follow
keep
me
missing
in.
what you're saying. I'm sorry. Are you going to do the end to the show thing? Is that what you're doing? Fly Crew said, I feel like it's easier to be transracial than transsexual. Yeah, I suppose it could be.
No, Bobby, I gave you. You want a few minutes? I gave you 29 minutes.
Yes, Wasp. I'm there with you.
Said a
All I
few,
wanted
now
was
it's
to
5.
identify as the winner of the Mega Millions. Son of a bitch, one person in Maine. Hey, I will say this. How often is it somewhere like Maine
Fly
that
Crew,
someone gets
why
to
don't
win?
you come on?
Did you put the link?
Hi, Pat. Yeah,
Did you put the link?
it's pinned.
Oh, it's pinned. Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay. Bobby needs a few minutes. Who's this Bobby guy anyways? I don't know. My BFF's dad had one, and the drive-in movies were the best. I miss drive-in movies, man. The last drive-in movie I went to was
When I'll give you at least.
The last drive-in movie that I went to was up at Laconia Bike Week. Was Independence Day. And that was the first time I'd been to a drive-in in I don't know how long, and that you actually sat in the car and you could turn the radio to a station and get it in your, awesome stereo system of your car versus that crappy thing you hung on the window. The last time I went to go to a drive-in and had the crappy thing you hang on the window was Flashdance. That was the last time I went to a drive-in movie.
I'll never
drive-in. Go ahead.
I'll
Dirty
never
story.
forget going. No, this one's not a dirty story. It's when I was young and we went to the drive-in theater in Grangeville, and I went with a friend of her, and we all fell asleep. And when we woke up, everybody was gone. And so her stepdad just started up the car and drove off, and we ended up driving with the thing hooked to the car.
Oh no.
That's the last thing I remember about the time that was hooked to the car.
Yep.
Whoops.
Trying to think of some other movies that I saw that were drive-ins. I was a kid, basically. I saw Benji. And I saw The World's Strongest. Was it The World's Strongest Man? It had Kurt Russell, and he drank some kind of potion. And all I remember was him going to pick up like this big heavy weight, and his arms were stretched really long. It was a comedy. It was weird. It was like a Jerry Lewis kind of thing. But yeah, those are the ones I can remember.
We went.
Oh, go ahead.
We went to dances. We went to Dances with Wolves when Kayla was. She was only about, I think she was 18 months old, And that child sat there and watched that whole movie and never moved, sat in the front seat and just, I mean, she moved me and she was mesmerized by how big the screen was. And she thought it was the greatest thing ever. So that right after they said, oh, we're closing. That was right after we moved here, actually. Well, no, it was actually right before we moved here. So yeah, that was over 35 years ago.
Yeah. Shout out to Dances with Wolves, man. That was a great movie. Shout out to Kevin Costner, who's been in a shit ton of good movies, man. I like that dude. I could hang out with him. I don't know if he's a lefty or a righty or whatever, but yeah, he's a guy you could definitely have a beer with. Yes, Wasp. Grease. Right on. So sad. We lost Olivia Newton-John.
The other thing I remember about drive-in movies. The other thing I remember about drive-in movies was when I was little, like 7 or 8, 9, somewhere in there. My cousins were old enough to drive, so I must have been about 8, 9. And they were old enough to drive, and so was my sister. And so they'd all take us to Grangeville, and they had a little yellow Datsun station wagon car. And they would stick us in the spare tire compartment so they didn't have to pay for us. And then when we would get through the gate, they would say, no, we're not letting you out. We're just going to make you stay there all night so that we know where you are and we can have fun. And we'll just, here's some popcorn and some pop. And of course, we'd throw a big shit fit. And we didn't end up getting our way. Of course, they'd always try to freak out. They were just trying to mess with us. They weren't doing it on purpose. But, I mean, they weren't doing it because they were really going to leave us in there. But yeah, anything to fuck with us. So yeah, that's, I mean, I loved going to the drive-in theater, even though those were the traumatic things. Well, of course, when I was a teenager, I did go a couple times, actually. Those were a couple of great times. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
They know more.
Do you ever get your head stuck in between the seats? It's never, it's always fun. There you go. Got a Black Sheepdog. Tony G says, YNG. I shared this live on a few Discord accounts so new people might show up. How do you feel about that?
Thank you.
Very cool.
With it.
Okay.
As long as I don't have to go to Discord, I'm good with it. And Tony knows I fucking hate Discord. So yeah, I'm good with that. Thank you very much, Tone. You rock.
The Omen at 9 years old. I remember The Omen. Yeah, when that sheet of glass cut that dude's head off, that was freaky as shit. That creepy little Damien kid. Grease at the drive-in. Yeah. Man,
my last drive-in was before my last reincarnation.
Huh? My last, okay.
Huh?
I don't get it, Fly, but all righty.
Fly Crew, you have to come on and explain that comment.
Yeah, you'll have to.
I'm totally lost.
What was I gonna say here? Shit. I don't know. Bobby Sizzler. No, that's okay. No, that's perfectly fine. Let me go back up and see if I can find it again. Oh, I gotta say, man, and I will say that I did not expect it, but I think it's fucking tragic that Lisa Marie Presley is dead. I think it's not necessarily because she was so great, because she was a very screwed up little girl and woman, and then older woman. Had a lot of demons and a lot of problems, but because in essence, that's the end of any tie to Elvis. Well, yeah, we got his wife, but that's not the same. This was his actual bloodline. There isn't any more. There's no more. And I'm sorry, Elvis was fucking the king, will always be the king to me. And I was very sad to hear that she died. I mean, you could tell she was just at that awards ceremony where the guy who did the Elvis, and I don't know if anybody's seen that movie. Go see that movie or watch that movie, Elvis. That guy does an incredible job, and it's a good movie. But she was just there where he accepted an award, and you could tell her walking down the runway, man. She was like high as all tomorrow, and I think it's just a shame that she died. Heart attack, cardiac arrest, kind of weird for someone who's 54, but then again, who knows what kind of things she was on. But yeah, very sad. So I'd like to say rip to Lisa Marie Presley. You know, your dad changed America.
I gotta grab
and
me
did some
more
wonderful
coffee.
things. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we lost a lot of people recently, man. We lost Adam Rich from Eight Is Enough, the little kid. And I think he was 54. So same age, you know. No real news on how he died, but you know, we lost Olivia Newton-John. Who else have we lost? We've lost a shitload of people, man, lately. And it's sobering. It's sobering when especially when you hit your middle ages and you start to see the things that you grew up with and the people you grew up with who were maybe a little older start to disappear and fall away, and they'll never be heard from again or seen again. And all you can do is watch them or listen to them. And it's kind of sad, you know, puts mortality. It does for me anyway. It puts my mortality in front display. And I don't want to die. I'm not ready to die yet. I also don't want to live to be 150 because that's just broken Downsville. Although, let's put it this way: if they can make really good replacement parts that can't be shut down through someone hacking them, hey, then I'll live to be 150. But I don't want to die anytime soon. It's kind of sad. Sneaking and hiding in the trunk. Yes, Hal, absolutely. What? Oop. Jumping. Gee, Josaphat. Who jumped?
Brr.
Yeah, Ray Liotta's dead. I know, Ray Liotta's dead, right? I just watched Casino, I don't know, fucking 2 days ago, 3 days ago. And I'm like, that guy was the balls in that movie. And that was, again, though, but that was 30 years ago. I don't know when that came out. What was that, 1990? Something like that, early 90s. So, 30 plus years ago. But yeah, he's dead. Crazy. Yep. Her son looks like Elvis. Yeah, there's one of them that does. They all kind of have that the eyes anyway, the eye shape. But still, the talent, not so much, in my opinion. Fly Crew says that is sad to see a bloodline like that carry on, but then again, what does it matter? I guess they don't embody the man himself. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But like when you lose in Elvis's case, and I'm just barely old enough to appreciate and understand Elvis for when he was alive, I mean, just barely. So I can't imagine what that must feel like to those who were adults when Elvis was at his peak. That man was a touchstone in so many people's lives, and his life was cut short through his, abuse of drugs and things, and poor understanding of how things worked, and having a doctor and yes men all around you all the time. And, it's very sad what happened to him. And he did it to himself, but still, at 42 years old, I think he was 42 or 44 years old, and one of the greatest performers and entertainers of all time, just in the blink of an eye was dead. And all that was left was his daughter, and they were hopes. She was a beautiful woman, and had his looks and had some talent as far as singing. but just also had a lot of the demons, man, from witnessing the life that she grew up with. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't directly Elvis, but to lose the last little piece is still sad. Ooh, David S. The original cultural appropriation thief, Elvis. Yeah, I guess, he did borrow heavily from his black roots where he came from in where did he Mississippi? Was it Mississippi? I don't know. Wherever he came from, the southern
I don't know, but
states.
I was 8.
When he died?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, shit, I remember sitting watching TV, and my father had the tube on, and we were watching his special from Hawaii. 1 billion plus people watched that. 1 billion plus people watched his fucking concert. That, to be able to do that at that time is such a feat that will probably never be surpassed. Because you had an entertainer who was, at the time, was kind of locked in a contract with just being in Vegas 6 days a week and doing, 2, 3, 4 shows a fucking day. And you had to actually go see Elvis to see Elvis. This was a thing he put on for everybody in Hawaii. And it was a fantastic concert. Fantastic. I still remember it. We lost, Christine McVie, right? We lost her from Fleetwood Mac. God, she was beautiful. And what a voice. What a talented woman. And just poof, gone. I don't know.
One of my faves.
Who, Fleetwood? Fleetwood?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Super band.
Tom Petty. Yep. And Tom Petty and Hart and all of those.
Yep. If we're lucky or unlucky, depends on how you look at it, you'll live long enough to see all of them go before you do. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. Are you lucky or unlucky? Jeff Beck. Oh, that's right. That's what I'm saying. There's so many that have just recently died. You can't even remember all. Jeff Beck just died. Phenomenal guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. A guitar god. Gone. 78.
Hey, Blunt Man.
Blunt Man. Good to see you, bud. Welcome. What's this? Alan Jackson, Fly Crew. Alan Jackson had to postpone the end of his tour due to health. Really sad. He's a legend. Grew up listening to him, and I know my parents listened to him as well. Generations of entertainment. No kidding. Alan Jackson had to postpone. I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know he was unwell. Wow. And a great voice.
Oh, yeah.
Ray Liotta died.
Great lyrics. Just really good.
Good gospel stuff, too.
Yeah. My mother-in-law, he used to write a lot of it. He did for his mom.
Really?
And
I didn't know that.
Songs. Yeah, she was really big into gospel music. So.
Watch The Saints of Newark. That was his last movie. The Saints of Newark. Who are we talking about, Missy? Did you hear about what's his face? Hawkeye from the Marvel movie, Jeremy Renner. He ran over himself with a snowcat. You know those big fucking track things that they use on like ski mountains and shit.
Oh.
He's got one of those with a snowplow. He ran himself over.
Is this
with
that
one.
Daredevil guy?
Yeah. Not Hawkeye. He does the bow and arrow thing on the Avengers. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. He got fucked up.
Yeah, that was sad.
Identity with Ray Liotta.
Wasp should know tons of. I can't make sure we've hit every one of the bands that have died off recently.
Say that again?
Well, Wasp, I mean, she knows them all, whether they're alive. So, because I feel like we've missed some of the like hard rock members that have died. But maybe we're talking about it when I was
I don't
having
know.
coffee or grabbing coffee. So Quiet
I
Riot.
don't know.
Did one of them die from Quiet Riot?
Yeah, the lead singer from Quiet Riot.
feel
Yep, he's dead. The lead singer from Quiet Riot. Fun fact, do you know the lead singer from Quiet Riot and the doctor on that show Botched, where they're always either doing someone's nose or someone's boobs? The doctor who does the boobs is his brother. Did you know that?
Wow, no.
The singer from Quiet
that-
Riot and the doctor who does the boobs on Botched are brothers. Were brothers. Kevin Dubrov
Okay.
was the singer, and Dr. Dubrov is the boob guy. Memphis, that's right. Memphis.
Sugar
How could I?
Memphis.
I've listened to a lot of Elvis due to being in the classic car scene. Perfect music to listen to on an HD change in a classic car. Yeah. Yeah, you got the joke in there. That's pretty funny.
Kevin DeBro.
Yes, Kevin DeBro was the singer.
Bro. Kevin DeBro.
David S. Elvis is dead? Thought he living under the bridge. He's seen all over the place. Maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's got the right idea. Him and John F. Kennedy Jr. They're partying.
David, he's in Vegas. He is. I seen him in Vegas, actually. Come think
Yeah.
about it.
Hell, you could go to his place and get married, I think. With a hunk of burning love.
Oh my God. I remember my sister, she was a teenager because she was 8 years older than I was. And I'm telling you what, she completely melted down. I mean, oh my God. I just thought she had lost her fucking mind because she totally melted down the day he died. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And we were in Oregon somewhere with my dad. So all I wanted to do was get home to my mom. Mom, just come get me. These guys are fucking nuts.
He was so fucking
yeah, I couldn't
huge.
wait to get home with my mom.
So huge. Yep. Cherish every moment you got, man.
That's right.
Blunt man. Yo, got distracted, but I'm here. Glad you're here. Here, there, and everywhere. I heard George Ramos taught Jeff Beck how to play, but no one believes him. I have no idea. Let's see here. YNG Strategic Eyes is going to cover the quota hire that banged half the police department. I'm anticipating that. I am too. I want to hear about that because supposedly it's really dirty, and she was pulling trains and I guess all kinds of crazy shit. So she looked like a little
Oh my God, I'm
spinner.
going to be in on that live. Make sure I do not miss that.
Yeah, you got to hit notification
He's
on
going
his
to do a live
if you
on
sub
it.
to him. Yeah, I think so.
I do, but sometimes I'll miss it. So make sure.
I'll
I'll
do what
somebody
I can.
text me. Like, I don't want to miss that.
I always love when people say this. Thank you, David S. Yank is right. The older you get, the more you realize mortality. Abso-fucking-lutely. It's crazy, man.
And David, please don't say that to him too many times because he gets all fucking big headed and shit. Yeah, see, it's
It's called to
growing
get an
as we talk.
erection. I get an erection.
Fly Crew said
Did they all get
rocks
the
are usually
C19
hard.
shot? Now, C flat chested, I wondered that myself with a few of these people. Did they get the
Easy,
COVID?
but with this is
thing?
absolutely only opinions. There's no
Only opinion.
medical advice.
That's right. That's right. I don't know, but I have thought about that myself.
The train station. Oh, somebody labeled that, man.
Gigi, I would you know what I could really like? I would like to watch if you could pull it up. Could you pull up
My shirt?
Elvis's?
No.
That's not what you said when we were off screen.
I told you not on live. Oh shit! Shut up.
Could you pull up, or would you pull up? Because I have to see it, because this is Elvis at his sickest, and he died 6 weeks later. So if you could please pull up Unchained Melody Elvis, and if he's all fat and bloated looking, and it's relatively short video, I think we can play it. I think we'll be all right. If you maybe have to interrupt once in the middle, that should be fine.
Thursday?
Oh, I'm sorry? You're frozen.
All I seen was what'd you say?
I said, can you pull up Elvis Presley Unchained Melody? And we should be able to watch the video and interrupt it maybe once. But this was when Elvis was 6 weeks away from dying. And his performance still, that man's voice never failed him. And it is just, he is huffing and puffing and sweating.
So
there is so much wrong with him.
was it the actual the official video of his? Is that what you're saying?
It depends when you say video, because it is a video of him and he's on stage. He's in his white jumper with the rhinestones. It's only a few minutes long. It's maybe it's Elvis's last appearance, Unchained Melody, or lost footage, something like that. It recently, as far as I know, it recently came out, and it is just woof.
I don't know what got a hold of me, but holy moly. Unchained Melody last, I don't know.
You have an Elvis in there.
Ah,
damn.
That's like the third one. No
I
more.
You farted. No mas.
No. If I farted, I'd have been going, not I don't know. Well,
Strategic guys, what kind of show is this? Dude, this is a
shit
show about nothing.
Sure.
This is a shit show. Show about nothing. We talk about all kinds of stuff.
That's why it's so
and right now we're
great.
talking about Elvis, and we're trying to find the clip of Elvis Presley, his last show 6 weeks before he died, Unchained Melody, and he's on stage. It's relatively short. Good to see you, Strategic guys. Thanks for coming. Always glad to have you in the house. Yes.
Okay, I think I found it.
Okay. So I'm going to make me a drink while this goes on.
All right. Let me see. Present.
Arms.
It's way late, dude. Fuck.
Who, me? I said it immediately.
Okay. Well, it wasn't on my end. Okay. Share. Need this one. Share. Oh, wait. Fuck. Go back. Nope. Stop sharing. Present.
Arms.
Sharing. A little quicker. Share. Okay.
Your wife.
Entire. Okay. Go the fuck away. Okay. Share system. Here we go.
Now remember, 6 weeks away from dying.
Got it.
I hope this
All right.
sounds good.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I don't think this is it, but go ahead. Go ahead. Play.
Wait a minute. Let me go back. Here, I found it.
Yeah, this isn't it.
Which one is it? Look right here. Do you see on here?
I'm trying to. All right, hold on. Let me go
Is
full
it-
screen so I can
Is
see. Hold
this
on.
one, or is this one right here in red?
No, it's not that one in red. It's way over on the shit. Elvis, no, not my way. What the hell are you looking up? Unchained Elvis, Unchained Melody. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, I can't affect the screen. Can you hit that arrow to go over? Yep. No, no. Fuck. I don't believe this. It's none of those.
Motherfucker. Okay.
God damn it.
Oh, I'll bet this is it. He kind of looks like shit.
Yes, that's it. Oh, it sounds like crap.
This is a song that I just recorded. A song called Unchained Melody. It's the piano, so it'll take just a second. I don't know all the chords, so if you hear me, give my fingers keys, okay, you know what it is. Now, Shelly, you gotta make it your mind, son. The microphone, put the scarf on, hold up. Right. Show me the right key. Okay.
Why is it echoing? And buffering. Come on.
It hates me.
I guess so.
This song is I just recorded it, and it. I don't know. Is it out?
He is high as fuck here. Balls high.
Yeah.
But wait.
How you like it so far?
Yeah, it's great, Elvis.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's terrible.
I know. I'm totally frustrated with this whole setup. I'm going to have to break down and just buy a whole new setup. And I don't want to because I'm cheap.
I know. Yeah, I mean, strategic. This internet is having Graceland orgasm like one of my live shows did. Yeah, that live show you did, man, that thing just pooped right out, dude. I don't know what happened. Your neighborhood went bank and blank on you. Gigi, do the audio through the tab thing, not this Rick quality
did.
from a few months ago. Get it together.
No, I did. I'm on Chrome and I did it through the tab. It didn't.
Huh.
I'm telling you, it's fucking, they're full of shit. It don't work.
Yeah, that was his swan song. Certainly was. I mean, you could even hear it though. Even as shitty as that was, you could hear a little bit of it where that dude's voice would just go woof. And again, 6 weeks away from dying, you know, all his internal organs were all expanded to bigger size than they should have been. That dude was in so much pain and so uncomfortable. His colon packed with all kinds of fecal matter and everything, and he had congestive heart failure. I watched that video and I read through the comments, and there was a cardiologist who was in the comment section, and they commented on his breathing and his sweating prior to him singing, and they said that he was without a doubt in congestive heart failure, and had he walked in the hospital like that, they would have immediately taken him in for a heart transplant, if at all possible. Because those were the signs that he was exhibiting, and still in that bad a shape was able to go out and do that song and floor everybody. I mean, I'm sorry, the king, you know. There's a few of them, you know. We got a few kings, man. Michael Jackson was a king. I mean, I don't agree with everything about Michael Jackson and all that shit, but whatever. Michael Jackson was a king. All the shit that he went through and that weird life and all this shit. But man, what talent. What fucking talent. And it's a shame. We lose them. They're meteors. They come and go, man. They burn through. We acknowledge them. We see them. And then they're gone, never to be seen again. It's pretty wild. Only the good die young. That saying is true. I watched a thing on I don't know who's into music a lot, but BB King. Yeah, David. You ain't kidding. BB King was amazing. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Another one, right? God. King. Both of them. Luciano Pavarotti said that if Elvis was classically trained, he would have been the greatest opera singer in the world. Luciano Pavarotti said that. That's saying something about Elvis Presley.
Blunt Man said MJ was closer to a queen. In today's standards, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But the innovations that man created, Michael Jackson, unbelievable. People still dance like him today and try to pull it off as their own. He invented a whole style of dance that we cannot get away from. It's amazing. And of course, you know, the music and his multiple layers of his a cappella stuff through the songs. Genius. Phenomenal. Yes, shooting
Bobby,
stars.
then you're dealing with Discord because I ain't dealing with that shit.
I'm with you, Donna. SRV. That man, oh boy. I watched that man. When I heard he died in the helicopter crash, and I think that was probably what, 80, 86-ish, 87, somewhere around there. When I heard that happened, I cried. I loved Stevie Ray Vaughan. I am a big blues guy, and that dude had more soul oozing out of him than anybody I've ever seen. Crazy. You alive over there, Gunner?
Yeah, I'm reading the comments in the
Oh.
chat.
Okay.
And Tony's fucking with me. as usual.
Hey, SE, we were really looking forward to. Can you tell us if you're going to be doing a live and about when you'll be doing the live?
He's doing it
Able to
tonight.
do it for? He's doing it tonight.
I think that's what I just seen in the comments just a bit ago.
Oh, on Little Miss banging everybody. Police officer. That ought to
If
be
you're doing
interesting.
that tonight, I don't care. I will stay up and I will fucking be there.
Yeah, me too. I'll probably watch that one.
But you make sure, well, you won't. I know you won't get offended. Hopefully none of your, this sounds like it's going to be entertaining. I just can't miss out.
Oh, Missy, I'm jealous. Saw him twice. Damn.
Oh, man.
Damn. I got turned on to him hardcore with when he did Austin City Limits. Do you remember that show when it was on?
Mm-hmm.
It was on like cable access, something or other, Austin City Limits, and every now and then they would have bands. Well, no, they had bands on all the time, but they had Stevie Ray Vaughan on there, and I just sat there with my jaw open, like I can't believe the noise this guy's guitar's making. Unbelievable. Bobby says he's going to set up a YNG Discord. We can have universal comment sections, but we can share the links and pictures and videos and simultaneously during the live. Okay.
I told him that's fine. I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I have no idea what it does or anything about Discord, so don't expect me to be doing a lot in there.
He said he'll manage it. I said good.
Hell,
that's perfect.
I have a Twitter account. I don't even know what the hell. I've been on Twitter trying to figure out what to do with Twitter, and I have no idea.
I did the same thing with TikTok. I have a TikTok account and I took it off my phone, but I don't know how to like stop it. And I don't know how to stop the Twitter one either. Like discontinue, whatever you call it, shut her down.
Yeah, completely like get you out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fucking lucky I'm this far into all this shit.
Tony G says Sony whacked
I
him.
am zoned out a little.
Tony, are you talking about excuse me, Michael Jackson? Sony whacking Michael Jackson? Just curious who you're talking about.
What kind of whacking?
I
heard whack.
the kind where you gotta dig a hole.
Well.
The good kind.
Well.
Rowdy saw the documentary on SRV. He used a shovel to line them out. Okay. We will up to mention in the text channel. I don't know what that means. In a text channel. Fucking God, like crazy. I'm sorry, guys.
We have a new fan. Her name's Dina, and it's pronounced Dina.
Dina.
She is watching and cannot comment because she needs to make an account. Please give a quick shout out. Hey, Dina.
Nice.
I was worried because he said that you couldn't comment. I thought maybe your hands were busy or something, but oh, yay.
Woof.
Right on.
Nice.
I don't do Insta or Twitter. I have enough shit to do. I know the feeling, Ash. I'm telling you.
So, like, what else is going on, man? We got any political crap to talk about?
What else is going on? I don't know, but let me tell you, this morning I watched on Portland, Andy, as they had a basketball coach and a basketball player, I believe from the Warriors there. Yeah. At a press briefing.
Huh.
At a fucking White House press briefing.
The Warriors? Who's the Warriors?
Yeah. Basketball.
Who's that? Who?
Basketball team.
Oh. Yeah.
Because that's important to our country, right?
I guess.
Okay.
Certain people. Some people like that shit. I could care less.
Yes, Bobby, hit the link. What the... Dude, I'm telling you what. Foreplay is not an hour and 15 minutes into it. I don't know how much foreplay you think you need before you jump into the orgy or not. I mean, can I say that? Oh no, I see my fucking screen glitching. Probably
Uh-oh.
not.
Uh-oh. Glitchy screens.
And I need more coffee. Bounce, Bobby.
You can't get coffee till I light this.
I can't get coffee till Bobby gets in here. What do you mean till you light it? Well, put it on there. Quit teasing it. For
No,
fuck's
you gotta
sake.
no, see, you gotta tease it. You gotta toast it. Warm it up slow.
Spit on it.
Sometimes.
Lick it a little.
Sometimes.
You don't lick that end. Sorry to say. That's not the end you lick. There. That's the end you lick.
That's how you light one. That's how you light one.
And that's the end you suck on, too.
That's the end you suck on. No, you suck on.
Oh, right.
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 Hey,
Howdy, Bobby.
fluff the box.
What's up, got a people?
What's going on, brother?
Hold on, I got to change the headphones. You're gonna get echo. Hang on,
Dude.
give me 1 second. Son
I
of
like-
bitch. Hang on 1 second. Hang on.
Okay.
There we are. How's the mic? What's going on?
Same as usual, man. Tuesday night hanging out, talking all kinds of shit about anything. Good live stream the other night. When did you do the live stream? Was it last night?
What that?
I missed
Your
most of
your
that.
live stream, was it
Yeah,
last night?
night.
Yeah, it was a good one. I like it.
Yeah,
I just never know they're gonna
I
happen.
just had to
and they're
say
usually
hi and
late.
happy new year.
Mm.
Yeah,
I was
I
bummed
didn't know it was
missed
gonna
most.
happen either. Well,
Where'd he go? Okay, he left us. Oh, fly crew, yep. Suck it, blow it, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, yep. For those that are curious, this is a Deadwood company, Deadwood Sweet Jane. It is an aromatic. It is not as strong as an acid as far as the flavor and the smell, but it is a wonderful cigar, and it's roughly $8. So not too expensive, but good. Let me get Bobby in here. I don't know what happened to him. What happened to you, man? Where'd you go?
I refreshed. I hit refresh on my browser and it just booted me.
Oh,
But I might clip for a second. I gotta close a bunch of tabs here. That's
okay.
going on. But yeah, no,
I go
I
ahead.
I know. I'm random with shit. So I mean, it had been my channel's been dormant since fucking Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man.
So I was like, let me
It's
just
been a
hop
while.
on. I got the new setup here. I'm kind of settled in. So I was like, let me just jump on a live and let everybody know, I haven't forgotten about you.
Nice. Everybody's making jokes about me sucking on this thing. Apparently, they all have oral fixations. Good for you guys. I notice it's all
Yeah.
the men talking about that, but me. They're talking about me in the cigar. Bobby, you're a cigar guy. You're the one that noticed that I smoke
Yes.
acids. Have you ever tried a Deadwood Sweet Jane?
Those are nice. They're a nice little treat.
Dude, fucking sweet, man. These
Can't
are
say I have.
beautiful. You gotta try
Yeah.
one. They're so good. So good.
All right, I'll have to check one out.
Mm-hmm. About $8.
I knew the acids
Look at how he
because I
sucks
had
on it.
I asked someone one day. I was like, I want one.
Yeah. Everybody's making comments about me sucking on it.
You're sucking on it.
No. I'm pulling on it.
Well, you're pulling on it with your lips there, boy. Suck the wood.
You're
That's
all
okay.
a bunch of fucking pervs.
Bunch of degenerate sickos living in the
Oh,
gutter.
I love every one of them.
Dirty,
Hold
dirty
on, my
people.
microphone is gonna fall off the goddamn desk. I gotta get a mic stand. I have my boom stand in storage.
Ooh, Mary
I think
Jane.
Tony
Flat-chested
said you
female
got
prefers
soft
Mary
lips.
Jane. Huh?
Tony said you got soft lips.
I do have soft lips. I have wonderful lips.
It's not Pride
And
like
Month yet.
razor
Calm the
blades.
fuck down.
Like said,
Flat-chested
you're
said.
tugging on it with your lips. Are
Flat-chested
you
said
at
she.
home,
Am I at home?
Bubby?
Oh,
I'm home. I am home.
Nice. Yay.
Yeah, and I had the setup set up, and I was like, you know what? I haven't gone live in forever, but apparently, the Fly Crew let me know it was Happy Thanksgiving live last night. I love Thanksgiving so much. We did it twice. You know,
I love Thanksgiving, man. I love it.
so do I. So do I. No gifts, no crazy rat race. Just a good meal, good company, relaxing. You
Fuck
know?
yeah. Yeah, man. It's like the perfect holiday. You know, you don't have to work and
And Misha,
get to eat.
You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's I know you were talking about is there anything political going on? Are you fucking nuts? Oh my god, it's coming
on,
to a
dude.
head. Like at this point, they are trying to see what they could get away with. I mean, there's no and that reference to George Ramos with Jeff Beck has to do with the Republican who lied about everything, and even Republicans
Santos?
in New York. Santos.
Yeah, Santos.
Maybe it was Santos, not Ramos. Whatever. Call me a white supreme. But yeah, I heard he taught Jeff Beck how to play, but no one believes him.
There you go. Now I get it. Now I get the comment.
Did you guys see what they spent
Dude.
$10 million on in New York?
Wait. Before we get to that, we got to talk about the Santos guy because
yeah.
I am fucking legitimately outraged that this lying piece of shit can lie about everything about him, and still that
Okay.
prick goes, "I ain't leaving. I ain't
Good.
leaving." I know
Good.
he's gonna get tossed out eventually, but
I love it.
Fuck, oh, dude, really?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna
Why?
tell you why.
Yeah, please do.
When they asked him about it, he goes, "That's what the fucking Democrats do. Why do I gotta leave? Biden does nothing but tell lies." And second, he's one of our
Yep.
seats.
Yeah,
He's one of our seats. So if he has to step down, we might give
Those-
up House majority. We're kind of stuck with
those
it. And
coats.
he's like, we're kind of playing. He played the game that they played. Fuck you. You guys lie about everything. I lied about
Dude.
everything. Fuck you. You can't be a hypocrite. He's showing their blatant hypocrisy. And he mentioned
it.
Biden.
I get it.
I was like, oh, way to play that game. It's kind of genius. He's trolling them, and he's one of our House seats. We don't want to lose that. So
And look,
the
I
Republicans
get
that are mad about
Yeah.
it don't understand what's going. They don't know what a troll is, or they don't realize that they'll lose a fucking House seat. This is why conservatives lose. We don't play the game like the left does. We don't play their game. We don't ballot harvest. We don't lie and cheat and steal. I mean, we do. The Republican Party does, but people like us usually don't. So I see him as a troll in there under their skin, and I'm like, I love the drama of it all. I'm not gonna lie. Unless was there any stolen valor? Because that's a little fucked up. That's you don't do
no,
stolen
but there was
valor.
Jewish
Like,
heritage.
yeah. You can
Yeah.
identify as anything. I identify as a slave descendant, and I'm moving to Cali. I want my $5 million, my
moving to
97,000 a
Cali.
year, and I'm gonna live for 250 years and get as much of it as I can. Fuck out of here.
There's a very good sized part of me that wants to agree with you that the games that are played against you, if you don't play by those same rules, then you're bound to lose. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly comfortable in saying that, but at the same time, man, I gotta have principles. If I don't
get
have
that.
principles, then I can't be taken seriously ever.
Where did our principles get us at the moment, though? Look at this fucking country. Look at this fucking country. We
I
got to
get
be
it.
better at the game that they're playing chess. We're playing checkers.
I know.
Until we're back in
But
power,
let's
we
talk
can't bring
about
integrity back.
principles.
And let him
Hmm?
lie about him. I would never lie about me. Go ahead, Gutter.
When you're talking about principles, isn't like fighting the evil? Isn't that part of the fucking whole principle thing?
Well,
Yeah, but
everybody
I
got
don't-
mad at the 20 holdouts. Look at the
Well, I
McCarthy
get-
thing. Look what they did to Gates.
I also
That was
believe that there's
principle.
such a thing as staring into the abyss. You must use caution because sometimes the abyss stares back. And
Mm.
taking on the worst characteristics of your enemy makes you evil. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, I hear exactly what you guys are saying, and I agree. It's the struggle within myself, right? I can see if this was a bowling league where someone was cheating on their bowling, okay, then you cheat too. But this is different.
No, that's different. It's at the end of the bowling
this is-
game,
yeah,
you
this
could
is our
say you
livelihood and
you
our
cheated that
lives.
game. When your country is turning into a Marxist, communist, authoritarian state, no. This is life and death. This ain't a fucking bowling game. There's much more on the line here. So I
This
don't.
whole thing
I-
of this whole thing of being the silent
made it.
majority, we did that shit long enough. We did that whole thing of sitting back and being the silent majority, and they fucking ran over us like a goddamn freight train. And here's
No more.
where we
Fuck you.
sit
We're
because
on to
we
your
all
shit.
sat back. That's what I think. Hi, Dina.
Fuck that. She made it. Welcome, girl. Julie, you would love Dina. You two are both spitfires and firecrackers. You guys are like cut from the same cloth. She cool people.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Dana.
Now
Let me ask you a
this.
question. Wait a minute.
You go
I got
first.
a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
My question
go
is this:
first.
Santos. Okay.
I don't know him. I don't know the man.
No, I don't. I
Go
don't know
ahead.
him either. All I do know is that he lied on a whole bunch of things that make up Santos in the fictional story of Santos and someone to vote for. Do you believe that a person who did that is going to vote the way they say they were going to, and that you can trust that when they say, I'm going to represent you, do you trust that person?
Okay. First of all, coming from someone who doesn't trust any fucking politician.
That's a cop out, but I get it.
will
Go ahead.
wait. I understand the game he played. Not many people read into his response to the question. They're like, oh, he just deflected to what Democrats do. And I'm like, he's throwing back in their face that he did what they always do. And I'm like, he's fucking trolling them. And I kind of love the drama of it all. Anything that rattles the cage of that fucking establishment, I'm all for. Fuck it. Fuck, the whole system's fucked anyway. We just got to wait and see how he does vote. And that's how you could tell the character of a man. His actions, his words, whatever. He said words to get him in there. Let's see what he does while he's there. He's not stepping down, so he's got spine. At least we got someone with a little fucking backbone willing to play their
They're
games.
all fucking criminals.
Let's
I
see.
fucking clean the
Let's
slate.
see.
Well, he lied about his jobs, right?
Yep.
His careers. He lied about
Joe
his
Biden did.
heritage.
Joe Biden did. Joe Biden. Oh,
No.
Pocahontas.
No. No, I'm not going to do the well, that guy over there did that. That's not what we're talking about.
I
What
think
we're
he's
talking about-
trolling them.
It might be.
I
It might be.
think he's
I wouldn't let
trolling
this
them.
guy within my own organization. We'll put it that way. If I had some kind of organization, I wouldn't allow him in.
That's fair.
He's shown
I can
shown me that
understand
his
that.
ability to override decency, I guess, is staggeringly frightening. Because every little bit about him is fake. The only thing that's probably real is he's an open homosexual. That's it. Other than that, everything else this guy said is a fucking
Now
lie.
he's hold on.
Yeah.
You now what state did he come out of?
New
He's
York.
from New York. Yeah, you realize New York is the only reason we took over the House, right? So if he steps down and we lose that fucking seat, we lose the majority.
And do you
He
think
can't
that because
step-
we
now
have
he
the
can't
majority,
leave.
something's going to change?
But
Past
people-
past experience has shown me
shit.
that just because the Republicans take a House or a Senate or a presidency or have all three changes
Just
nothing in the status quo. So the
Hold on.
argument to me
Hold
of
on. Yeah, I completely missed all of that.
okay.
I missed all of that. I went into spinny wheel.
Oh, are you good now?
Yeah.
Okay. All I was saying was you said, well, if we lose him, we lose the House. And I said, so? And
No, we can.
we
That's
can't.
a big deal.
Okay, and it is.
Very big deal.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure? Because we've had the
Yes.
House, we've had the Senate, we've had the presidency, we've had all three. And what changed? Nothing.
Fuck that.
Well,
Lot changed.
I think
My fucking
a lot
stocks
of
were
people are
rocking
fired
and
up.
rolling for 4 years.
No. But we also listen. The Republican Party is being taken over by the new conservatives. Well, all right, let me ask you a question. Yeah, what do you think about the 20 holdouts that wouldn't vote for McCarthy?
Good for them. They should have held out longer. They should have said, we don't actually need you.
Well, did you
who
see
cares if the government shut down? Who cares?
Did you see the concession package that they got?
Yeah,
Now,
a lot of
remember,
shit.
we don't have power to force anything through, but
Correct.
we do have power to expose a lot of fucking shit and to hold their feet to the fire. And
We can
then-
run,
and
we
then-
can, yeah, go ahead.
I think that even normies are waking up watching this whole classified document shit with Biden. This whole situation going down. Normies are starting to wake up. People that didn't pay attention, that it was easy. Trump had classified documents. Well, so did Biden. And Biden, it was illegal. Trump was legal. It's turning, just planting those seeds in people's heads. Listen, we know where we're at as far as this government. That's why we buy storable food, land, animal. We understand the machines. So that's why I can appreciate the drama of it all, because it's like we're not relying on this for our survival. But it's nice to watch these motherfuckers get rattled. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's nice to see them get
Yeah,
pissed
yeah.
off.
Look,
Fuck
I'm
you.
all for
You've been doing
I'm
it to
all for-
us forever. You sweat now.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
But I don't know. I just can't see. Well, we
neither.
keep the House if we keep this guy. Well, okay. Maybe I kind of understand it, but in the end, the good guys are supposed to win, right? And you're not a good guy if you do bad guy things.
That's in fairy tales. The good guys don't
No.
always win.
No, well, no, I realize that. I realize.
You ever
that,
see the
but
movie The Strangers?
The Strangers?
You ever-
Who's in it?
Yeah,
I don't
you ever
think I
watched
have.
the movie The Strangers?
I don't.
One
think
of
so.
my favorite horror movies of all. It's a thriller horror movie. One of my favorite of all time. Because unlike most movies, at the end, just gotta watch it. I don't want to ruin it. The way it ends,
Okay.
it was instantly like top 2, one of my favorite movies because of the way they ended it. Tomorrow, watch
Okay.
The Strangers.
I'll look for
And then
it.
you'll understand when you're sitting there going, huh? You'll understand why.
Okay.
Yep.
I will look for
I don't
it.
want to ruin it.
Uh,
I don't want to ruin it.
Dina has a question here, and I want to give Dina a chance because she's new here.
What's up, sweetie?
This may be a dumb question, but in any other job, if you lie on your resume and it is grounds to be fired, why do they have to wait for him to step down? Because he was elected this is what I think, because he was an elected position, the electors can vote to vote him out. He didn't technically break any laws.
Nope.
Although they are looking into a campaign finance
Thing.
problem,
And
which
that would
could
be
get
a
him
serious issue.
fired. Yeah, that could be a big problem.
Yeah.
But as far as everything else, just lying, he didn't break any laws. So he's held only accountable to the voters, really, on that aspect until he breaks an actual law.
Otherwise, we would have fired Biden.
Right.
His entire platform is a fucking lie.
I think it's kind of funny. I found some interesting takes on what's going on to kind of skip around because we keep jumping to Biden. Interesting, this whole classified documents fiasco. The drip of, oh, we found some more. Oh, we found some more over there. That's the last of them. Oh, we found some more. And now they're starting to draw the parallels. Yeah, they probably are. But why it should end with Trump and Biden is beyond me. It should, look, this is a thing that's probably gone on with every president, right? They probably all have classified documents stuff somewhere.
Yep.
There's a couple things that people bring up as points that are interesting. One is the fact that Trump was president, Biden was vice president handling classified documents, and per our laws, only the president can classify or unclassify or hold on to classified documents in whatever way he sees fit. Biden certainly can't.
Absolute authority.
Yes. There's some interesting parallels that people are drawing, some lines on the chalkboard kind of thing, on the strings on a whiteboard with pictures regarding Hunter Biden and him paying $50,000 a month and also being on the lease, or saying that he was the owner of the house in as to where those documents were in. That was also during a time when Hunter Biden was supposedly broke before he was selling artwork, and him and his father weren't really getting along at the time. The highest average rate for rental property in the area, and I believe it was the Rehoboth Beach House, was $6,000 a month. For some reason, it said that Hunter was paying $50,000 a month.
Money laundering.
And that this was also during the time when Hunter had the no-show job with Burisma in the Ukraine. So is it possible that a compromised drug addict son who needed a place to live, which is why he was there in the first place, was getting paid for having classified documents and access to the president or the vice president at the time, in other words, political pull, by this Burisma Corporation, being paid X amount of dollars, and this was a way to launder and wash the money so that Joe Biden could become more wealthy by getting paid the $50,000 a month. Maybe that was in the 10% for the big guy kind of thing. So there's a lot of interesting problematic parts to the story that I highly doubt we will ever really truly see the light of day and will ever amount to anything more so than that happened with Hillary Clinton and her 30,000 emails. I think there's also the theory going around that the Democratic Party has pretty much had it with Joe Biden and understands that he is unelectable, and this is a way to get him to step down with dignity and grace. And it is also a way to kill two birds with one stone, that Biden can then say, look, I had classified documents, I fucked up, I stepped down. That means that Trump had classified documents, Trump can't run. And they'll try to make that stick within the opinion pieces of the people's minds as to, I'm not saying it's true, I'm just saying that I think this is maybe the play that's going to happen here. They're going to try to kill two birds with one stone. And smarter people than me are putting this forward. So
they can't. I think first of all, we all know about $50,000 a month as rental income's different tax. So it's a cheap way to launder money. They didn't keep any kind of scrolls or logs of who was coming and going. So we had repairmen in there. We had Hunter Biden in there. And who the fuck else knows we had in there? He had access to these files.
But, dude, it was locked up with a Corvette. Come on.
But it
was getting
locked
in there. It was locked.
Yeah, it was locked. In fact, if you want to talk about something, he tweeted a picture of him with the cases of the documents in the back. He publicly published a picture of classified documents. But oh man, this is why I'm gonna start writing notes like a lawyer.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Brother.
Keep the points. No. There was a couple of things that you had spoken on that I wanted to address with it, but the $50,000 a month to the house while he was angry, they weren't getting along. The 10% to the big guy, the classified secrets, that's all well and good. They cannot hold this towards Trump because as VP, he had no business and no legal authority to take classified documents. That was illegal. Where they were stored was illegal. That's mishandling classified documents. Okay. That alone, people have been caught with a classified memo in their backpack going back to base, and it was improperly stored and have gone to jail for this shit. I think they might have gone to Joe and said, listen, it's time to go retire. And then he goes, I'm running for 2024. Do you know I heard, I haven't verified yet. You know how I like to get to source material, and sometimes it takes some, nitty gritty picking at. But from what I've heard, Suzanne Rice is the one that started leaking this. Because remember when they discovered these, first of all, before the midterm elections.
It was like October or November. Yeah.
It was before the midterms. And his lawyers, they do not have security clearance, found them. Oh, but they're cooperating. But that's great. They broke the fucking law. And then they found another stash in fucking Penn State at a university in a think tank. Now, I want to clear this up because it's reported that it was funded by China. China gave, I think it was somewhere around $50 or $70 million to Penn State University itself. And then Penn State then put the funds to that facility. But you got people there with no fucking clearance. They weren't locked. That's a public domain with people with no security clearances and classified documents there. Then they found more in a fucking summer home. So those are 3 counts of major mishandling. And they ain't telling us what's in it. Remember with Trump, he's selling nuclear codes from a skiff in Mar-a-Lago protected by Secret Service.
Right.
And he has the right. He has the absolute authority to hold those fucking records. Okay. Why do you have people without security clearances going through these records when you got your crackhead son who's laundering money through fucking Ukraine, having access to these records, repairmen working on your fucking Corvette? You didn't know you have them. And then they blame the National Archives. Oh, NARA mishandled. They should have known. You shouldn't have had them. You took those. Right. And then you hear, oh, he was writing his memoirs. He was writing a book, giving away classified information while you're not supposed to have them. You cannot declassify them. And I'll tell you this right now. I think they went to Biden and told him it's time to go away, time to step down. You're embarrassing us. It's so easy to catch this guy with all his gaffes and lies. He's the big guy with all these fucking connections. So they had to leak this and really just tell the Bidens, this is your chance to go away or we're taking you down. Because even Obama Obama's people are coming out and going, there's no fucking excuse for this. And
Right.
during that 60-minute interview, when they said, what did you think when you saw those pictures of Trump with the classified documents, which Trump was legally allowed to have? He goes, I thought it was irresponsible. How could anybody allow this to happen? Meanwhile, he already knew they were finding all his classified documents that he had no legal authority to have possession of, illegally handled and illegally stored.
Right.
So I think
Well-
they're telling the Bidens this is time to just retire and get the fuck out because you're ruining our little thing. Our thing.
Mm. Yeah, well,
You
that's what I'm saying. But I'm thinking that they're going to try and sell it to the brainless masses that, well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
So we got to
Right,
raid
so in other
every one
words-
of Biden's fucking house. Got to raid them all.
Well, I mean, even if they don't,
Or
even if all
exonerate
he's got to
Trump.
do is come clean. All he's got to do is come clean and step down, and he'll look magnanimous. And Trump
And then
will
you
look
got to
like a
exonerate
fucking...
Trump. No, got to
No,
exonerate
no,
him.
no,
'cause
no.
Trump
There's
was
not going to be
legally
an
in possession.
exoneration. There's not going to be an exoneration of Biden. He's going to have to step down. That's his punishment, right?
And then
He's
they
gonna
got to
have to step
exonerate
down.
Trump. But then
Well,
they have to exonerate Trump.
Yeah,
Or they're going to
that's
expose
smart
the
people
two-tier
would
justice.
think that.
you
Smart
know?
people would think that. People in the know who understand the system and understand the very simple fact of one is president, one was vice president. That's a big factor. And I think that the sheep, the majority of the country, are very dumb people. They don't understand the nuance of it all. So they're just going to go, yeah, well, that seems morally equal. Trump shouldn't run then. You know what I'm saying? But aside
Trump
from that
didn't
fact,
break
what
any
I,
laws.
well, no, he didn't. But his overall demeanor, I'm fighting it, ba 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 ba.
He needs to shut
You know,
the fuck
the
up.
narrative,
And we're on the
the
same
narrative.
page with that. He needs to be shutting the fuck up right now.
Yeah.
That's Trump just needs to right now just sit back and giggle. Just stay off the fucking social media and shut the fuck
It
up.
doesn't
and
matter.
let
Even if
Biden
he
have
shuts
his-
the fuck up. If they hate Trump, they're never going to like whether he shuts up or not.
I'm
That's
talking about
just-
for normies and for votes. Remember, they could only cheat close elections. For
I am
the sake of the normies, he needs to shut the fuck up right now. Trump, if you
My-
ever tune into us, shut the fuck up, sit back and
Yeah,
giggle. Just
Definitely
shut up.
shut the fuck up.
Go play
Um,
some golf and shut the fuck up. That's it.
I have a huge question as to that is just eating at me with this whole thing about Biden and his documents is that he's been out of office and technically out of public life as an
6
office
years.
holder for 6 fucking years.
6
These
years.
documents have been sitting where they've been sitting for
6 years.
6 fucking years. Why all of a sudden, they're an issue?
Well,
And why?
this-
I understand the reason why it's lawyers, right, that are finding
that's
this
not who
stuff,
did this.
because
Not-
the lawyers will work around the story and help you craft what to say, what not to say. That's why Biden said, I don't even want to know what's in them. I don't know what's in them. I don't want to know.
So that's
You know what I
criminal
mean? 'Cause-
negligence with classified information. You just admitted that you committed crimes by mishandling. I heard this is what I said. We're post midterms now. He's running for 2024. And I heard that he's such a problem for the Democratic Party, Suzanne Rice. This was all leaked because remember that they all knew about this since fucking November. November, they found the first batch. December, they found the second batch. And you're hearing about it now after the midterms in the
Yeah.
new year. They are
So-
telling Joe to go away. Go away.
So what is, in your opinion, what's the play then? My opinion is this. You can't get Joe out too soon, right?
No, they
If
don't
you
want
get him
Kamala.
out, if you get him out now, we still have basically 2 years left of his term, which means Kamala Harris becomes president for 2 years. I think that's
No,
not going to fly with the nation. I think it'll have to be, this can be put off and put off and put off as long as they can to shorten the
2024.
duration from when Joe Biden has to step down, Kamala Harris becomes vice president, and then there is an unelected vice president that comes in, and I believe that unelected vice president is going to be Gavin Newsom.
Oh,
And he's going to
I have
run
a
for
feeling he's
president
going
in
to.
2024.
Oh, I could see him running in a second. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I see him running.
But he's
I
going
don't know
to
why
get, he's
anyone
going to
would
get the
hire him.
jump. He's going to get the jump into the vice presidency without a vote. He's going to get. You don't get voted in. There's no vote.
No, you gotta point it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's you get to be vice president now that we bumped Kamala up. So I'm not sure that's how that works.
Yeah, 'cause
No,
you need a
they
vice
don't.
president.
No. I'm telling you
Uh-uh.
right now, they don't want Kamala running either, because remember, that bitch didn't pull 2% of the vote. She ain't running.
But I don't think that's how it works. I'm not sure that that's how it works. That they go, oh, now we need a vice president, so we'll pull up whoever.
I forget who I was listening to that was explaining it.
They did
and
it with Kamala.
I
Yeah.
think it was Tucker who said it. That it's not the Speaker of the House as you would normally think. It should be because the Speaker of the House is third in line, right? So if the president falls away, the vice president steps up, then the Speaker of the House should step up the vice president position. But I don't think that's how it's done. I think it was
No.
explained that it is an appointed position as vice president. They just put somebody in, and that person can either run again as a running mate of the new president, which would be Kamala Harris, or they can run as president because Kamala Harris, everybody knows, can't win. So
Can't
she's
win.
just going to fall away come 2024, and the enlisted guy, Gavin Newsom, is just going to be able to then automatically take the Democratic seat as the front runner for president. I don't know. It's a fucking
Who knows
mess.
what
is
they're
what
doing?
It is. Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, my gut instinct is telling me that they're telling the Bidens it's time to retire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's so blatant with all the shit they've done. Like, it's time to get the fuck out of here. You gotta go.
Yeah. When you have mainstream media saying,
Their
well,
own people are leaking them.
that's-
You got
yeah, that's pretty
Obama
fucked up.
officials saying this is inexcusable. It's like, oh, they're done with them. You made enough money, and I'm pretty sure this whole Ukraine shit was just the Biden retirement package.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know, man. We're heading for some pretty tumultuous times.
Buy storable foods.
Yeah.
Get land.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if you can keep it. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
shit. Pretty horrible stuff, man. I can't see how any country on earth right now is looking at us going, they got their shit together. We should listen to them. We should do what they're doing. No, we're doing what all the fucked up countries are doing.
I'll
what all
tell
the
you
banana
though,
republics are doing.
I'll put it to you this way, and here's how you gauge the world. For as fucked as we see our nation from what we remember it as, people are still fucking dying to come here. So
Whoa.
that should give you a gauge on how the rest of the world is right now. Because we are still the last emblem of freedom.
I don't
What's
think they're
left
coming
of
here
it.
for that. They're not coming here for that. They're coming here to plunder. They're coming here to
Oh.
plunder what's left.
Whoa.
Pick the bones.
Without a doubt.
No, there's a big difference. There's
There's
a big.
shit to come
I'm
here
coming
to.
to America for freedom. I'm coming to America for all the ideals that they're not fucking doing anymore. But they're giving away all kinds of freebies.
I
I'm
heard you
going for
guys say
that.
before about New York City with the $500 a night hotel rooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be nice, you know. Can I get a
Yeah.
fucking hotel room for a night? And then you
No
got
shit.
Eric Adams is saying, "Oh, we're gonna start shipping them upstate to revitalize these communities that are suffering through population and labor. So we're gonna give them jobs." Okay, sounds a lot like replacement. Then you got Schumer
Don't say
saying Americans are we're not repopulating, so we have to have these immigrants come in, and we got to give amnesty to. They've been saying 11 million since the fucking 80s. It's more
Mhm.
like 50, 60, 70 million at this point.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, it's probably close to a quarter of our nation are
Yep.
undocumented illegal immigrants that are living off of fucking welfare. Okay.
Well, but Well,
It's
how
gotta
about
be.
how about we just say they're not citizens? That's bad enough. They have no stake
They-
in this country.
They're stealing food off your fucking table.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
but
one
they
way or
pick
another, yeah.
crops. That sounds pretty fucking racist to me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, man.
I'm in
I,
New-
you know,
It,
I
I'm
hear
here.
you.
I'm in New York, and it's one of those things when they decided to give illegals driver's licenses. You know why they wanted to give them driver's licenses?
So they could vote. They have
Well,
ID.
they accidentally registered a portion
Oh.
of them to vote. That was an accident,
Yeah.
but it had a lot to do with being accountable for traffic infractions. And I'm like, you're giving them a fucking license and an ID. Deport them. And New York took him. We took him 40,000, and we're overran. But we're gonna put them up in hotel rooms for $500, while New York citizens of New York State are living on the fucking street. You're gonna put these people up, and then start crying about it and say that Abbott is politicizing this. I'm sorry, I don't remember voting to be a fucking sanctuary state. And
Right.
I'll tell you right now, the only reason we even got the House, because most of New York is fucking red. You got the 5 boroughs and Westchester County. That's the only reason that Hochul is even in fucking office. You know, it's
Yeah, I mean-
it's to the point. Fucking keep your powder dry and shit, because it ended with this white supremacy bill with what's the name, fucking Lee. You mentioned the name before, with the white supremacy law that was introduced to the fucking
Oh, Sheila Jackson Lee. Yeah.
Sheila Jackson Lee. That's the end of the First Amendment. It says it's basically you cannot criticize people of color, because if a racist reads what you say and go and does something, you don't even have to be the driver of the car. You could just say, "Hey, you want to get rich quick? Rob a bank." And if someone robs a bank, you're fucking liable now. It's basically illegal to be white and illegal to have an opinion. What's going to happen with a law like that? If you cite crime statistics, you're going to go to fucking prison.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It's thought crime. It's thought
Yep.
crime. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
And it might go somewhere. And half the shit I've already posted on Facebook about crime stats might get me put in prison, because someone decided they don't like people of color, and because they commit so much fucking crime. Sorry, that's the fucking stats. White supremacy is not a problem in this country. I mean, it's really not. You got 400 rednecks throughout the country, fucking goats in the middle of the woods. That's white supremacy. Racist. Okay. There's cultural differences. Doesn't necessarily make you a racist when you don't appreciate gangster culture. I think the hip hop
Right.
culture has degraded minds on both sides. How many white people do you see acting like fucking gangsters out there, acting fucking stupid?
I'm
Because
seeing more and more.
I'll
I'm
take
seeing more and
I
more.
live I live on Long Island. You know how many white people are ghetto as fuck? And you know how many successful black people I know that are conservative as fuck? It's really not a
Mhm.
race thing. It's a culture thing. And they
Yeah, yeah.
want to make it a race thing. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
there's a lot of people. You know what? You know, the quickest way to turn someone into a white supremacist is divide them on race and call them evil for being white.
Right. Hey, I'll be honest, man. I see certain things. I'll get up in the morning and I'll have my cup of coffee. I'll click on the boob tube while I'm doing whatever, cleaning guns or whatever the fuck I'm doing. And I'll have like CBS Morning on. And there's that woman, Gail King, and a couple other people on there. And every fucking morning, there is 3 or 4 pieces of, I don't know, how do I say this? The first black person to pick up a stick, amazing. And they're black. Did I tell you they're black? Hey, they're black. They're black.
Were
and they
they-
were the first ones to see that stick and pick it up. And
they
oh, by
gay?
the way, there's this.
If
Huh?
they were gay, now,
Oh,
if
and
they were
sometimes-
gay,
yeah, and
now
sometimes
it's
they're
doubly
gay.
amazing.
Sometimes they're
That's
gay, sometimes
doubly
they're
amazing.
trans. Right. Yeah. It's this people, right? But then there's these other stories where, like, oh, hey, this person did a really nice thing to help out their community. No one ever goes, and they're white. Now, what that does to me is that immediately, like, I sit there and I see this stuff and I'm going, man, this is fucking propaganda of the highest order. And this is designed to make me not like people. And it's working. It's bringing
call
up
that-
this little crazy little rage thing inside me that starts going, all right, man, if it's on, it's on. Just tell me it's fucking on. Because
I'm gonna
don't
pull
hear-
a play. I'm gonna pull a play from Joe Biden's playbook. Ready? It's racism.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
systemic racism. The only
it's
the only
not.
class in this planet, in this country, that's not protected are straight white American tax-paying citizens. Yeah, that's it. We're tax-paying
I
American
just-
citizens. There you go. We're the only ones not protected. They're intersectional. So if you're black, brown, gay, this and that, as long as you're not straight and white,
Well, the thing that drives me crazy, right, is that they lump white, and I don't know who they are, right? The media, whatever you want to call it, the powers that be, the one that the hidden hand crafts the narrative that all people with relatively the same skin color are one.
Yeah.
And they're the majority. And then they have this minority group and that minority group and that minority group, and those guys should all be allies with each other, and they become a now super majority. But they still call themselves a minority. I don't get that crazy math. That's Common Core math of some kind that doesn't seem to make much sense to me. And I don't judge people that I see on my daily basis. I never ever think about, gee, I'm a white guy. Gee, white people. White people are fucking awesome. It's just never part of my, or white people are bad. The white thing is never part of my thought process until someone else is going, the black person was the first one to find this stick. And they make them, they elevate them to these levels of ridiculousness. That's like, why do you even have to say they're black? What fucking difference does it make, man? Hey, they did this first thing. Cool. They did something nice. Cool. What does that have to do with their color? And then why is it their color is always called as part of the narrative, but mine isn't? And when it is, it's negative. It's non-existent. It's not important. I don't get the logic, man. I just don't.
I will say something very controversial here. You
Uh-oh.
can take me to task on this.
Uh-oh.
I've-
Go ahead.
I've been around the block a few times. Now, I hate white people are fucking retarded. I'm gonna say that. We own Karens and serial killers. Okay.
Yeah, man.
White people are
Absolutely.
fucking weird, but I have never seen more racism than when I lived in a black neighborhood, because they eat up. It's about they're fed victimhood. There's a victimhood mentality. This isn't hundreds of years ago. This is America. We had an era in the 2000s. My favorite album was Busta Rhymes. Everybody loved Wu-Tang. Who the fuck doesn't love Wu-Tang Clan? You know what I mean? Like, there was racism disappeared, and the people had their freedom and stuff. It's all division. It's 100% division. And I'll be honest, I've witnessed and I've experienced racism against me when I was in minority communities, even though I was helping them. And some of them were like family. They're like, yo, you chill as fuck for a white boy. That's all I ever hear. You chill as fuck for a white boy. You chill as fuck for a white boy. I never said to someone, for a Negro, you're pretty fucking cool. Never came out of my mouth.
Right.
Never.
It's just not a thing, right? It's just not
And
a
I
thing.
said-
Wow,
There was Negrum, not. And I don't give a fuck about the hot R. Yo, call each other nigga all the time. You don't want to hear it? Don't say it. Oh, we own
Yeah, no,
that
I
word. That's
agree.
all words. So don't pride yourself on being niggas. Don't act like one, because I know plenty of white niggas, and I'm gonna say that it's a hood mentality, a ghetto mentality. Because I know
Yeah.
plenty of good, well-educated, they got good jobs, prestigious Black Americans who understand what this country was about, and they don't play into the fucking victim mentality. And I know plenty of white people that act like ghetto fucking trash, that got
Sure.
food stamps, and they want to be lazy pieces of shit and act like a goddamn victim. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to culture. You want to talk about fuck your bitch, I'll take your money. There's plenty of white people that fucking do that too. You know what
Oh,
we
yeah.
call them? Pieces of shit. You know what
That's
I like
right.
to do? Take care of my family, take care of my friends. I got an opportunity at the American dream here. And if they
Yes.
could divide us and they separate us, they keep taking away and chipping at our block. What unites us as American citizens is having the opportunity to go from poverty to millionaire status, and no other system in the world besides free market American capitalism. We have lifted more people out of poverty than any other fucking system on the planet. And if you want to play victim in America, then you're the fucking problem. You are the problem in this goddamn country, and you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. How about you take accountability for yourself and you take advantage of the opportunity you have here? Otherwise, your fucking opinion to me is irrelevant, and I'm going to call you an ignorant motherfucker. I don't care about your religion. I don't care about your color, your creed. I don't give a shit. Culture, to me, in America, the American culture is freedom, opportunity, hard work, integrity, and character. And that's why I kind of understand where Yank was saying he doesn't like this fucking Ramos, or what's his name? Ramos fella? That did all the line.
Santos.
Was it Ramos Santos? This guy. And I get it. I get that principle. But I look at him and laugh because he's fucking trolling these people, and that's
Okay,
my
so a
piece.
vice
I gotta take a
president
short
is
break and
voted
pee.
in.
Huh?
Just
Huh?
a vice president is voted in.
In the event
By-
that a
by their
president steps
party.
down?
They're voted in by the House of Congress. So by both houses
not
of
by us.
Congress. But not
Oh,
by us.
Well, so yeah,
So-
well,
The president sets who they want, and then both houses of Congress have to vote on it. So
okay. I stand corrected then, but to me, that's still pretty much appointed because it's not the people.
no, it's got to go through the fucking
The slime
both
balls.
crooks, both
Yeah.
crooks on both sides. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
that's really what
I
it
got
is.
you.
Let's be
Okay.
real.
Well, thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate that. That's cool. Thank you for doing the research on that, Gutter. That was good of you. I
Well, it
stand
took me
corrected.
forever, but let me tell you what, I had to get out my little book, and then I had to get on Google and really research it to figure out because it's like this is like reading the Bible. Go ahead, give it a whirl. I mean, you can read
is it?
it, but it's
Yeah,
the
there's a lot to
Constitution.
decipher.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I have a pocket one of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wore
Yeah.
mine out, as you can tell. It's
Yeah,
seen
mine's
better
pretty
days,
beat
but
too.
it's my Bible.
There's two ways to view the lens of things here. And anytime anything when it comes to music, when it comes to a political message, because I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna hand the live back to you guys. You guys are doing amazing. That's why I didn't click on the link. You're like, oh, I'm clipping. Bobby, jump in. And I'm like, and then you guys were talking about the celebrities and the drive-ins. I'm like, you guys are killing it right now. It was an awesome I wasn't interrupting that. It wasn't until you both started yawning and brought up politics. I got to take a quick pee break and stuff, and I'll be back. But
They make catheters, Bobby.
Pee in the bottle
Yeah,
like the
they
rest
make-
of us.
they make fucking diapers too. But this is the
That's
lens
what I
that I
use.
always, whenever I hear somebody's message and it's from Republicans or anyone, is this divisive or is this homogenous? Like, we're supposed to be a melting pot, and it's easy to word things where we're either turning ourselves into a salad bar or a melting pot. And the heat that made everything melt together like a beautiful gumbo is freedom and opportunity and accountability. Once they start telling you you're in this little bin of the salad bar because of this, and that, and these other ingredients are the reason that you're in this one little box. The second someone tells you you're stuck in a fucking box and you're intersectional, you're this kind of victim and that kind of victim and this kind of victim, they're holding you down. And that's the new plantation. Get off the fucking plantation. You're in the land of the free. You could wake up tomorrow, decide I'm going to bust my fucking ass, make some money, save that money, and then use that towards something I want to achieve in life. You're only a victim because you're listening to other people tell you you're a fucking victim. And I'll tell you, as someone I was just recently homeless. You know that, Yank. I was the guy on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
I went
Yeah.
from, from the bottom to the top to the bottom to now I'm all right again. And it's up to what you want to put forth. If I just kept blaming everybody else and I'm walking around with a bad attitude, collecting fucking welfare, this and that, then I would be at the bottom as a miserable person who hated others around me, acting like it was their fucking fault I was where I was at. You know what America gave me? The chance to wake up, go out, do what the fuck I want, and reclaim what I want in life. And that's what unites us. And you can't give that away. No one in America is a victim of anything. Nothing.
Dude, what you're talking about is now becoming ancient values and ancient topics, because you're talking about equality. And they're not talking about equality anymore. They're talking about equity.
Equity is equal outcome, no matter what you do.
Equity.
Yeah. No accountability. The state will take care of you, the nanny state. You all end up in the same spot no matter how hard you work. And think about what that means. That means some people are going to work their ass off and other people aren't going to work, but you're all going to end up with the same end result. That's equity.
That's right. That's right.
Equality.
Did you hear that in Virginia, I think it's Virginia. Yeah, Virginia, that there was one school that decided, or there was a blip, a mistake, that the children who were graduating were not giving
the
merit honors awards for colleges because of a glitch, supposedly. Now it's coming out again, the drip and the drab stuff, where it's now
12
more schools, and they're saying that it's because of equity and because it's too many Asian children who are doing so well that it's going to make everyone else feel bad. So no one gets to put on their resume when they go to apply for college that they got the merit award. So this is a race to the bottom. Yes.
I got two things about this though. Two quick things.
Hold on, real quick.
I gotta run. Wait. I gotta go. My dog's barking. Hi, Amanda.
You don't have a fucking dog.
Yeah, I got a dog. Her name's Twinkie, and she's out back barking.
That's your mama's dog.
It's our dog, lady. Don't you ever talk about Twinkie like that. She sleeps with me. Hi, Amanda. The Asian thing.
Bobby.
Okay, there's two things about it. They yell at us. They yell that it's a white supremacy thing with Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. They didn't want to open up the committee on the CCP. That Diana Presley bitch said I voted no on the CCP, watching the communist influx of spies because it might cause Asian hate. Yet it's leftist campuses, and I'm gonna say this straight up: it's black Democratic people in inner cities attacking fucking Asians. They've been going at that since the fucking Rodney King riots and the Vietnamese guarding their own fucking places with machine guns on the roofs. It ain't the white boy going to work every day who's attacking fucking Asians. And at the same time, it's not racist to say, yeah, China's planting spies and they're infiltrating our fucking systems. It's not racist to say that because it's what's fucking happening. Everything's racism. No, it's not racism. It's a communist fucking nation taking over our nation, and we're not the ones treating them badly. And you can't blame me for what you people do to them. And I say you people as you crazy fucking or you're Marxist. You're fucking Marxist, and it'll slip right to communism. But I'm gonna digress now. I gotta go run real quick.
Okay.
I'll be back. I'm just gonna stop cam and mute. So
okay,
I'll still be.
Gotta had something to say. Go ahead, Gotta.
I'm listening. I'm on my phone.
I don't know what part of that you guys don't get. If I can't say it when I gotta say it, I'm gonna fucking forget it.
Well,
and I
fucking
forgot
spit
it.
it out. Spit it out.
I forgot.
Let's
We were
rewind.
talking about the awards for children in schools
Merits.
and then giving them out. Okay. All right.
And it
Uh,
affects their scholarships. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I gotta run now.
Dude,
Hold on.
it's okay.
Sorry.
Go pee.
Yeah, I mean, things are. I never thought I would live to the day where the more I paid attention to something, the more confused I would become. It was always given that the more you study things, the more you understand them, the more you learn. And the only thing that I've managed to learn throughout this, I don't know, decade of my life is that there are things way beyond my control. I feel like I'm watching. Remember Punch and Judy, the marionettes? They had the little fight thing, and they were always
Oh, yeah,
beating
yeah,
each
yeah, yeah.
other. I feel like I'm watching that and not paying attention or ever asking the question of who the fuck are the hands running those things, and why do they do this?
I know what it was I was going to say.
Okay, go ahead.
So when they talk about, Bobby had mentioned something to the effect of it being, Orientals, there being racist against Orientals and so on and so forth. This is the part that probably really pisses off Oriental people is they absolutely don't feel that way at all. I know quite a few Oriental people, and they don't feel like people are racist against them. They just don't. I mean, if they, I think they feel like they go on the merits of the same as you or I or anybody else goes against. So it's just frustrating to me that they just keep trying to pin us against each other.
Yes.
We got 45 minutes till what?
Till Strategic
more
Eyes probably
the more
does
questions
his
you have.
live stream, I think.
Oh, it's going to be at 11. We'll be at 11.
I think so.
We'll get to hear about trains. Chew.
Nice. I hope she doesn't chew. Yes, Donna, it is the Twilight Zone. It truly is. Pesky Citizen says, the more you study, the more questions you have. That means you're learning. Yeah, well, I guess. But if I never get to finish my equation, then it's just shit on a chalkboard and I've got strings attached to stuff and I sound like a crazy person to laymen who don't even understand the first fucking picture I show them. Yeah, I mean, I really want to learn. Like I said, to me, it's all about I sit around and I watch the Punch and Judy show, and they never stop and think there are hands running those puppets, and whose hands are those? Whose hands are those that are running this country? Because it certainly isn't people like Joe Biden. It certainly isn't Kamala Harris. It certainly isn't Nancy Pelosi. It certainly isn't our Congress, both houses. Those people are not running shit. They are being told
just
what to
bouncing
do.
shit around.
That's right, but they're given agendas. Like, when was the last time you heard legitimately and could connect it to a representative either in the Senate or in the House say, I went back to my district and these are what the people there fucking want to know? And it actually is. They always have these, well, the American people want to know. And it's like, you haven't left Washington, D.C. in I don't know how long. How the fuck do you know what American people want to know? You people have no idea.
David said it's the whatever that word is, the
Illuminati.
That word that's on the dollar bill.
The Illuminati. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. It's the hidden hand. It's the shadow government. It's Davos. It's Bilderberg. It's the rich elites. Like, my wife and I were talking about like the Mega Millions thing, 103 point whatever $1 billion to win. Let's say you got to keep a whole $1 billion. if you had that kind of money, do you realize what you could do and how immediately everyone around you is a bug compared to you? Now picture these people and countries and corporations and everything that have multiple billions or pushing a trillion, or so much say in other things where yeah, you will eat the bugs and you will like it. You will own nothing and you will like it. That's literally what they think.
Mhm.
And we literally are bugs, because we're all worried about fucking, well, he had fucking documents and that guy had fucking documents, and fuck, what the fuck? We're worried about shit like that. We need to be worried about the hands that are controlling the puppets and figuring out who they are and what they're doing and what they're fucking all about. And you may not ever really fully figure it out, but at least you'll break the paradigm that most people sit in, where they think the US government is separate from other governments within the world, and our people are noble and righteous, and we don't do fucked up things. And even though Ukraine sounds kind of screwed up, we're doing it for freedom. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
God damn, we're so stupid. We're so fucking stupid. And I can't imagine how stupid the poorest countries in the world must be, because their ignorance is truly bliss, because they have to worry about carrying water on their fucking head 5 miles away from a dirty river every day. They don't care about any of this shit. They don't fucking even think about climate change or anything. You know what I mean? So,
I think this stupidness started long before our generation, though, and
yes.
it's not that it's a good excuse, and it doesn't mean that it needs to be stopped. What scares me is things like, I have 3 kids, and 1 out of the 3 really, really pays attention to what's truly going on. Instead of, I have 2 that will just go, oh, just live life, mom. Don't worry about that shit. Well, yeah, not worrying about that, I believe, is a lot of reason we're where we're at today. As
Mhm.
conservatives, I believe that it's exactly where we're at today, because we turned the other fucking cheek. We did what Kenny Rogers told us to do. And we just kept living our life and doing that shit over and over and over. And we never stood up and fought for what we really should have been fighting for. And now we're in this situation. And
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
it's only
go
going to
ahead.
get fucking worse.
I mean, that you could say the same thing though about the left. You could say the same, like they're worried about fucking trans people, all 6 of them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
other
but
silly shit, the
I don't care
baubles.
what you say. They got a way bigger hand up. If you look into all of the companies and stuff that they own, and the banks and all of that, that's all left side shit. I mean,
I understand that, but what I'm saying is they're not looking and being outraged at the right things either. You know what I'm saying? If we're a country, we're all
well,
part of
yeah,
the same country, right? We all should be looking at this stuff that we're talking about, the hidden hand kind of stuff. They're not really worried about that either.
no.
They're stupid too.
Well, yeah. I mean, I never, I mean, at this point, it used to be a thing where people would say, well, you can't worry about how somebody voted. You should still be their friend and da da da. Probably not. Because here's the deal. I'm sitting in this situation right now because of how you fucking voted. If we're going to use the whole voting system and say it works so well. So, and the Democrats say that it works so well. So that means that's why we're here. I mean, if we'd have voted, if we'd have went the way I wanted to go, my fucking, my husband would be retired right now. Let's just put it that way. But they made sure to fuck that right up.
Okay, so that's and again, I'm not downing you, so please don't I'm
No,
not
no.
looking to fight with you. I'm saying, okay, so you said if they had voted the way you wanted to, your particular situation would have been in a better position. Okay. The left is the people that voted for the left the way they wanted to, their particular situations are in a better position. Either of those two things are not good for everybody. Does that make sense?
Maybe,
Kinda.
except kind of, but 4 years ago, when say Trump was in office, I didn't hear a whole lot of people bitching about the price of food. Tell me what they were bitching about.
4
You
years
know what
ago,
they're
when
you
Trump
know
was
what they
in.
were bitching about? Here, I'll just answer that question
Sure.
for you.
Yep.
They were bitching about the orange man. They're just bitching about the orange man. Not what he fucking did for us. I mean, I don't know what else he could have done to, well, yeah, I do. There's quite a few things I could think of, but you can't say the same for the left. As soon as Biden got into office, shit went south. Everything, not just one thing. The same thing happened when fucking Obama got in office. Everything went south. Our gas went up. Everything went up.
Mhm.
Everything went up. This time it had literally exploded when Biden took office. So I do believe that the way, I mean, when you're saying, well, and I know it's just you're thinking that you're playing devil's advocate, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yes.
But that's where I believe they can't say the same. The left can't say, well, we had higher food and we had higher gas and my rent was higher, and no, none of that shit was true. None of that shit was true.
Right.
For people in the middle class, people in the lower class, and people on the high side of it all, everybody was doing good. So I'm trying to figure out where
Well, if I was marginalized, like if I was gay, things weren't better. If I was trans, things weren't better. I'm not saying that these are valid arguments to cover everybody, but I'm just saying that if you're looking at the what I perceive, because this is my world that I live in, and okay, let me say this. Have things come along through the last, let's say, 20 years where some things have gotten better and some things have gotten worse, and they've affected me to some degree. But in the long run, from Clinton to Bush to Obama to Trump to Biden, my life really hasn't changed all that much. For all the fucking freaking out on both sides that the change of the guard is somehow going to fucking lead the Antichrist in and we're all going to burn, my life really has not changed all that much. I can say, yes, I've paid more for gas. I can say that, things have gotten more expensive and things have gotten cheaper, depending who was in and things like that. There have been changes, but on the whole, I'm still moving forward in life, and I'm still a little better than I was. I'm better than I was 20 years ago.
I wish I could say that.
Okay, I'm sorry you can't.
Now,
okay. Go ahead, Bob.
I would say, well, the globalism really started to take form under George Bush Sr.
Yes.
Okay.
New World Order.
Republican and Democrats, a uniparty. Clinton, the mafias from Arkansas, did well with the economy. Sounded great, but cut intelligence. George Bush Jr., Republicans now put in the fucking Patriot Act. The war on terrorism became the war on the citizens, and our privacy was fucking stripped. The TSA came in and all that. Obama, I have a trending chart of polls about who thought racism was an actual problem in this country. And once Obama came into office, it started to fucking skyrocket. And this is the issue. This is the big issue. And this is very clear now. This is proof in the pudding. That bill that Sheila Jackson Lee just put forward about criticizing black people makes you a racist. We criticize the policies of a man who said we're just days away from fundamentally changing this country. You don't fundamentally change a country you love. You don't do that. Obamacare came in, and our premiums skyrocketed for the people that were paying them, not free healthcare, for the people that were paying in the private industry, our own healthcare. My premiums went up 350%. And if I didn't pay them, I got a tax penalty. So now I'm paying for freeloaders, welfare, illegal immigrants. And then Trump came in. What could Trump have done? Could have pardoned Snowden. Could have pardoned Assange. Could have kept his mouth shut a little bit. Could have stood profusely against red flag laws. And now we got Biden.
What did he do?
He got me back-to-back raises, tax cuts. Trump took care of a lot of things for me. Business was fucking booming. But he also shut down the fucking country, allowed the stimulus package, and then with the warp speed, pushed this fucking jab.
That's the biggest fucking irritating part of it all.
And now I gotta call it out for what it is. I gotta play honest, not devil's advocate. I gotta call for what the fuck it is, because as a free American, I'm watching this shit, and there's plenty of things I had a problem with. Burning the American flag, you should go to prison for. No. That's freedom of speech. That's fine. Because if you burn a rainbow flag, that's a hate crime.
Right.
I don't agree with that either.
Right.
You burn the American flag and you do that in front of a veteran, and that motherfucker decides to kick your ass, he should catch no charges. Accountability for fucking actions, you know? Yeah, and I get it. Trump's being lambasted, this and that. He was a fighter. He's a fighter on our side. He's got a backbone, but we all know it's about Trump. We do know it's about Trump. We can't fucking lie about that, you know? But that kind of backbone and that kind of fierceness is great to have on our side when they're fully on our side and not just theirs. Otherwise, you would have seen Julian Assange pardoned, Edward Snowden pardoned. You would have seen gun laws repealed. You would have seen a lot more things for the American people done. And I get it. He was up against the wall. He was up against the machine. And I get it. The problem on our side as supporters, though, we want to criticize him and then look for somebody who's more polished. Do you know why we like Trump? He wasn't a fucking politician. He was a businessman that came in and started taking care of fucking business. When he did those tax cuts, I got back-to-back raises. No other. Now I'm paying $17 for a dozen eggs, and I warned everybody. Food shortages were coming. Inflation was coming, and nobody believed it. Well, when you're paying, okay, yeah, there's still eggs in the supermarket. I get it. So you're seeing, oh, well, we got eggs. Yeah, but you're paying $17 for 18 eggs, or you're paying $12 for a fucking dozen of them. That only happens through inflation and a shortage. The bare shelves happened through panic buying from COVID under Trump. It happened through supply chain issues under Biden. Biden, with his vax mandates, fucked the trucking industry. Okay. Gavin Newsom, the biggest port of influx from Europe and in Asia and all that, with his environmental fucking policies, not allowing trucks, only certain trucks, trucking industry or companies could have access to the ports. Environmentalism, climate change is communism. That's it. It's that fucking simple. It's straight up. We would have bounced right back from COVID if it wasn't for these fucking policies. And then you have Trump pushing the jab. You know what I mean? So you want to talk about died
Mhm.
suddenly? You have to acknowledge that Trump pushed that whole shit. We could call out the hypocrisy of Democrats saying, I wouldn't take it under Trump
Yep.
and mandating it. But think about it, who also brags about it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't know who the fuck
Yeah.
is his strategic advisor. But if I was in Trump's corner, I would say, shut the fuck up. At this point,
Well,
just shut the
here's
fuck
the
up
deal.
and point out what's crumbling and how you're gonna fix it. You know,
Trump ain't perfect, but they ain't showed me anybody that's gonna get us out of this shit better. So until it's shown to me, and it ain't gonna be a fucking politician, I'm telling you right fucking now, because a politician is only about fucking making himself fucking rich. Every politician you know was not nearly as rich before they became a politician until after they did.
except Trump.
Yeah. And so I mean there's
And
just
Jimmy
a huge
Carter didn't
difference.
really take much money, but he fucked this country.
Let
He was
me
a good
ask
man,
you
that
guys a
fucked
question,
him.
just because I'm curious, because I hear this refrain a lot, and it definitely was appropriate during the time when he first showed up on the scene of Trump not being a politician. If Trump runs again and becomes president, is he a politician then?
Mm-mm. I don't
No.
think he is. I don't think you'll ever make him a politician.
Te-
He's a businessman
technically,
first.
you-
He's fucking lost
No.
money every year.
no, technically, once he was president, he was a politician.
Thank you.
Now,
That's what I think
career
too.
politician, no. And this is the difference with his second term. This is why I want Trump over DeSantis. Trump, if he gets back in, is not running for re-election. So his gloves are off.
Right.
DeSantis needs to keep Florida a safe haven of conservatism and freedom, because if DeSantis gets in for 2024, he's got to worry about re-election. Let DeSantis be his VP. Let him stay in fucking Florida. Let Carrie Lake be Trump's VP. Let Trump go in and rattle the cage without worrying about re-election, and then go back off into the fucking mist of fucking golf clubs and Mai Tais and all that. If DeSantis gets in, he's still got to worry about a second term. That's why I want to see Trump in, because he's got nothing to lose at that point. He's the most investigated man on the fucking planet in the history of mankind, and he's still not in jail. Do I agree with everything he does? No man's perfect, and I'm going to call people out for what the fuck I disagree with. But why I want to see Trump in 2024, after what they put him through, and he's not worried about re-election, let him smack that fucking pinata and let all the candy fall where it may. Let DeSantis come in after that. But DeSantis is a politician. He's involved in diamond mining with Fauci and all them. He's not stupid with his investments. But DeSantis is a politician, and I think Florida needs him right now. I think us New Yorkers need a place to fucking run to at the moment. I don't want to see Trump not get that TKO moment where he's like, that's it, gloves are off, everything's on the table after what you put me through, fuck you people, and just rattle everything and then go off into the dark. We still got people who were let in by Capitol Police in the fucking basement of the Capitol from January 6th who did nothing but walk through velvet ropes asking to go to Guantanamo Bay. The conditions are so bad. We got political prisoners. If that motherfucker, I'm going to tell you this, though. I'm going to tell you this. If Trump gets elected and he wins 2024 and he doesn't pardon Snowden, Assange, and release every fucking January 6th prisoner, then he was just part of the machine to help separate the people, and he was part of the machine to divide us. He's got it at this point. He's got nothing to lose. He better show us with his actions. I don't care. Just like with Santos or Ramos, whatever his name is, you got to see what he does. And I could understand him not getting too crazy, worried about re-election and facing all the bullshit. And I got to say this. McCarthy, with what he's been doing since he's been elected speaker, he's starting to earn a little respect from me, a little bit, because
I haven't seen
he's
enough.
saying some, not yet, but at least what he says gives me a little hope that I might see some action from him. That it's like, we'll see. We gotta see.
We'll see.
Just buy storable foods. Mountain House is great. It's 30 years shelf life. It's really good food, real shit, not processed shit.
Heads up.
Yeah.
We got 20 minutes before strategic live start. So FYI.
Okay.
And I don't want to run over the top of his just because
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's
gonna
not-
sign
I
off.
think that's rude.
I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for having me as always. There's a lot.
Always a pleasure, brother.
We could have a whole separate live about politics. But I liked where you guys are going. You guys are talking about like nostalgia. What did they do to our Sizzlers? Where's Blockbuster? Drive-in should have never fucking disappeared. Like, this is bullshit. Our culture's disappearing. You know?
Hey,
Yes.
Pesky brings up a really good point about Perot. He did. He brought in 18% of the vote as an outsider. You know,
Yeah.
I actually rooted for him.
He was my first vote for president.
Mm,
My first time voting for president was Perot.
What about Ron Paul? When you get
I
an
didn't-
honest
Yeah.
person,
No, I like Ron
know.
Paul.
you get an honest person in there, they don't stand up against the machine. But Trump, all right, this is one of the things I'll say about Trump. He's a master fucking persuader. Master persuader. He's a salesman. He's a businessman. He's a master persuader. But for people like us who actually pay attention and care about it, there's a lot to be said where he let us down. You can make all the excuses in the world of what he was up against, but at the same time, it's like, you know, there was some very basic things.
Hey,
You
man.
pardoned some bitch because what's her name fucking said it.
Kim
And
Kardashian.
for the black people out there, the criminals, do you know how many people in federal prison love Trump because of the Next Step Act?
Yeah.
He did a lot of good. Opportunity zones. He did a lot of good that nobody fucking brings up. I've never heard anybody talk about the opportunity zones, the Next Step Act. You know,
I see also that flat-chested female asked a question. Would you vote for a woman as president?
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Judge Janine Perot. I'd
my
vote for a
God.
woman of color for president. Yep,
That fucking woman scares the shit out of me. I don't.
she should.
That woman is a judge. I don't know, man. I don't know.
She should.
But
You know,
on the general question, it would depend on the woman. You know,
they don't have a good track record of running society.
no,
I'm
they
sorry,
just kind
They
of
don't.
Yeah,
They
they
don't.
just.
and that's not me
There
being.
are
misogynistic.
anomalies. You know, there are anomalies. Like who was the Iron Lady there from Prime Minister for Great Britain? What was her name? Margaret Thatcher. She was good. She was good. Other than that, I really don't have enough examples to say good or not. I can tell you this: I've worked for women, and I've heard it said many times from other women that they would much rather have a man boss than a female boss. I don't know what that is, and I can say that, you know, a lot of the women that I had that were above me were sort of, they were some interesting people. Let's put it that way. We bumped heads quite a bit, and it had nothing to do in my end with them being a woman.
Well, let's
But it
break
seemed
it
that they
down.
had to, on their end, had to do with me being a man. I don't know.
Men and
That could have
women.
just been the way it was taking it.
men and women are wired different. Women
Yes.
tend to be nurturing and emotional. Men
but
tend
not
to be
always.
Hey, well, there's exceptions to every rule. We're gonna go with the general standard. Men tend to want to protect and provide, and that's what a fucking country needs. Look where feelings got us. Do you know what really started ruining this country? You white liberal suburban women who cared about everybody's not you. I'm saying the white liberal suburban women who cared about people's feelings. Oh, but his feelings and participation trophies. No, motherfucker. The human race is not kind. It is not it generally humankind is not good. It's about competition. If I could come and storm and pillage your fucking village, I'm gonna rape your women. I'm gonna take your children in as slaves, and I'm gonna eat your fucking food. And that's been the way of humankind for all of its fucking history. All of it. Slavery was the way of the world. And you get in there and you want to start talking about feelings and emotions, and you got to communicate better. You know how the government communicates. You got to pay your taxes. They put a gun to your fucking face and say, we're gonna stick you in the cage. You know, and it's just science.
Well, I will say, here's another weird fact, and I'm not here to bash women. This is just a factoid. But in most countries, when a conflict arises with another country, and it looks like that one country is going to lose, the first people to jump ship and with the
Women and children.
other side are women. It happens. It's happened a million times, and that says
You wait till
that's-
your
that,
father
that's-
gets
that
home.
says well,
You
that
wait till
says
my
something to the
boyfriend gets here.
biological imperative, right? And I don't fault women for this, because
No.
their biological imperative is to breed with the strongest and the best that are gonna support and provide the safest nest possible for them to rear their children. So if your men are being decimated by another bunch of men, those men who are winning become instantly attractive to the women of the defeated men. And that's a weird little factoid, because, and again, I'm not saying any women here, you guys are the best, and we know you guys are exceptions to the rule, you ladies here. But in general, in totality, women are not necessarily very tribal loyal. We'll put it that way.
Okay. And 100%. I like the way he laid that out. Let me ask you a question. The two of you. I'm going to ask you guys, and I want you guys to comment in the comment section. When people say that God could be a female or God is non-binary, there's a very good reason God, in the realm of religious people, is depicted as a man. Why would you think that is? And why would you think that people who understand why it is say, no, God is depicted as father? Take a swag at that.
I'm not sure.
Why do you think people refer to God as a man?
In the male sense.
Well, I would think my first
know.
thing would be security. That'd be my first guess.
Hmm.
For the whole security factor of it. Men are the security part. I mean, like women are for nurturing.
Let me ask you this. As the percentage of fatherless homes grows, how has crime in certain areas gone? How has safety gone in certain areas? 70% of black homes are fatherless, and let's look at crime statistics. There's a hint. There's a reason God is depicted as a man.
So in other words, to replace that, to replace the man in the house.
The greatest threat to human safety is the violence of men.
Yes.
Every war in the history of humanity were soldiers that were men, knights. They're men. So you don't feminize morals when it comes from a father figure, because you have to protect the world from the violence of men. Men have ruled the planet. Men have started wars. Men blow each other up. Men pillage each other. Men rape other men's women.
Yes.
We're not worried about violence from women. Women are nurturers. Men are protectors. And men are also the most violent force on earth. All of the violence on earth, primarily most of the violence. You got your Lorena Bobbitt's and shit. You get your exceptions to the rule, but primarily most of the violence on this planet comes from men. So
yes,
God was depicted as a male, as a father figure, where it's like, listen,
something to be afraid of.
Keep your shit in check. You know, you don't want to hear you don't and it's primal. It's very primal for people that need that. I mean,
Mm.
we're all rational, but there's a reason why God is not a woman, because you need inherent moral code that comes down from a father figure for men. The world's not ravaged by female violence, it's ravaged by male violence. And we own that. Men need
Yeah,
to
no,
calm
I
their
agree.
fucking shit down,
I agree.
you know?
I will say this.
What
I will say
what's
this on the flip.
AFDC?
What's what?
AFDC.
I don't know.
And said, keep in mind that AFDC pays for fatherless children, not for two-parent homes for the most part. Oh, are you talking foster kids or
AFDC.
something?
Well, I would think that probably is the welfare system as she's speaking of, because that's what started. Lyndon Johnson started with the Great Society and welfare, and it was you have to have the men out of the house in order to collect the benefits. So that's kind of what I'm thinking she is speaking about.
Oh, listen
don't
to what
know.
Chief says.
What's that?
Chief said the Jewish Old Testament God is more manlike. The Christian God of the New Testament is more female traits of love and compassion. It makes me think of exactly what you've said from day one. It's like the demise of us has been this whole love and compassion thing.
Well, see, that's funny that you say that, because I was going to piggyback on what Bob was talking about, that all the violence can be laid squarely at the feet of men. I don't have a problem with that. All I would say was to piggyback on top of that, all the confusion in our world is squarely laid at the feet of women. And they're, well, I feel, and today I feel, and what about that, and this and that, and let's everybody, and all this, where men are very much, through our violence, we create order.
Right. However,
War solves everything. And then whenever you ask a woman how
women
no, I
get
don't want to
you
make you
to
forget.
women get you to where you're able to do that, because we keep you alive with love and
Yes.
compassion
Yes.
until you're fucking old enough to make some good choices. Because until you're about 25 or 30, your ass ain't making no good choices for the most part as a man.
True.
I make bad
True.
choices at 36, thank you.
True.
And you all
I
talk about
agree.
communication because of feelings, and then when we ask you what's going on, you're right. You got to stop the whole. I'm fine. We're not fucking mind readers. Fuck you. You want a good communication? You start.
Well, you should
know?
just fucking know. God damn it, Bobby.
Well, if I was a
Well,
mind
listen.
reader, I'd be rich.
We got
Listen, we've
9
got-
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
I'm
7.
heading out. I love you guys. Happy Tuesday.
And I
Thanks
want
for
to
Love
go
you,
pee and
Bob.
stuff.
You guys close to that. You guys great live.
So,
Everybody who's new here, come here, like, share, subscribe. I'm signing off quick. I'm out. Love you
so
guys.
anybody, don't
Peace.
if you want and you want to continue to be on a live and visit with people, Strategic Eyes
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
He will be on at
heading over
11
there.
o'clock. He'll be on right after this. So it starts here in the next 6 minutes. So
Tony G, can you please drop a link for Strategic Eyes in the comments?
Yeah.
I think I can.
Well, we all will. And
Can't
Blunt Man,
I do that?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sure
sign
you
off.
can. I just don't know what it is, how to do it.
I'm gonna sign off with this one last thing.
All right. Good night.
Well, actually,
Bob.
two things. If there
Quick.
is a God, he's got to answer for children that are born with cancer. And today, well, this weekend, my clubhouse made the news. Okay,
Hi.
I'm not gonna say which one, where it is, but a female bystander ended up catching a ricochet because of male violence. Men out there, you protect women, and women out there understand that men feel that provide and protect role. And you know, There's a reason why we don't want men and women's sports. There is a difference. It's okay to acknowledge science, but it's also not okay to forget that you need to take care of the women around you too. Don't forget about the protection part. There is no excuse to hit a woman unless they really want equality and then they hit you. Can't have it both ways.
Sherry from Canada asked a cool question. So why is the chick taking all the heat for the train that Strategic is going to be talking about? I'll tell you why. Because she brought chaos.
No,
She brought chaos into an orderly system. You don't fuck people at work like that.
The guys fucked them. The guys fucked them. No, they're all equally accountable.
No,
Every one of them.
No.
And some of those guys,
No.
some of those
no,
guys were
because you
married.
have the biological imperative. Men walk around with our fucking brains in our dicks half the time.
no,
Not all of us.
that's
And if a
no
woman
all
is
of us.
spreading her legs,
No, not all of us.
No,
I
no, I'm
disagree.
sorry.
I disagree. I think
Okay,
they
disagree all you want.
fucked that apartment. No.
That's no excuse. I thought
Any guy,
Not an excuse.
In the head of my dick.
no, no, no,
I
no, no,
can't
no.
okay.
No.
It's not
Let
an
me-
excuse. It's a piece of the puzzle that nobody wants to say. Nobody wants to say that men are so stupid that all we do is think about getting laid 35 fucking times a second.
Not
That's
me.
what we think
I'm
about.
gonna
I'm
start
afraid of
using that
STDs.
excuse.
I'm afraid of STDs. If there's an easy bitch like that, I'm staying away.
Dude,
And I'm not risking
using
my
that
career. And
excuse
some of them
from
guys
here on
had
out.
families. I'm not risking the providing for my family over fucking some skank. I'm sorry, that's just not me.
I'm
Yeah,
using
I-
that
maybe
Exception
I'm
to
an
the rule, 'cause
exception.
there was what,
Maybe
6
I'm
of
an
them there that did
exception.
half the work, half
Maybe
the
I'm an
police force did.
exception. Yeah,
So-
sex does not. It's the last thing on my mind. If I can't provide and protect, I ain't worried about fucking, bro. Like that's not.
All right,
I'm
man,
not.
you're the
one of-
exception to the rule. You sounded like a chick getting all upset about it.
Nah, I'm just saying they're just as responsible. They were all having orgies and they got busted. That's how I look at it.
Well, I actually,
think
I
we need-
technically, I don't know what the story was. I'm
I think
curious
we
to
need a
find it
few
out, and we're
memes
running out
about
of
the
time.
guys too. But I'm out. Yeah, that's. I love you. I love you
Peace,
guys,
brother.
Love by comment section. By Yank. By gotta stay cool.
Thank you
like,
for coming,
share,
brother. Always
subscribe.
All right,
good to
thank
see
you,
you.
Bob. Love ya.
You guys killed it tonight. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll see you
Peace.
over at SC's channel.
Sounds good.
Okay,
See
see
you
you in
there.
a minute.
All right. So I guess we'll just jump out of this. It was a good time. I had a good time.
Hold
You?
on.
Okay.
I'm posting the link, I think. Did I do it right, Tony? I can't see it. Just a minute. Give me a second. Did it post right? Do you see
I
it?
don't know. I'm looking for it.
Oh, yeah, he gave me a thumbs
Yes.
up. Okay.
You're good.
So that's
Cool.
the link for his live that's starting in 4 minutes. And I gotta pee and get
Yeah,
a
I
bite
gotta
of
pee
pizza
too.
or something.
Right on.
Yay.
All right, guys.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate
Absolutely.
you immensely. And I'm going to let Yank finish it off.
Count us out. Here we go. And we're out of here, guys. Thank you very much. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're out of here.